And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another month, I should say, of the Rex, not March Madness, but of the Rex April Madness. I'm, of course, VIP. With me, I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in the chat, and by my flashies as well. Welcome, one and all, to another special monthly event. Now, Rex, shout out to Rex, of course. Rex, he's Taiwanese Zerg player. Rex, he has been doing a lot more casting recently. He's been hosting a lot of events. And, of course, last month, he did host the Rex March Madness. But now we are here. We are live with the April March, or with the April Madness instead. Here we go. We are jumping right on in, and we do have our best of threes ready for us, and spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Starchild, we have the Taiwanese Protoss player, the red Protoss. It is Lemon. I'll set up his name. I got you. Oh. Beautiful. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player from South Korea. It is herO. Here we go. Okay, and from the top, if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Yourself in the chat. I was hoping to quickly get into the group, but not quite able to. But welcome to the April March Madness. This is going to be, I believe, like a 6-day event. 2 days of this week, 2 days next week, and 2 days of the week after that. So 6 days of StarCraft. We have plenty of content here coming into April, of course. And this is Group A. Now, this is going to be a GSL group, not round robin. It is going to be GSL format instead. We have 4 players. 4 players step into the ring and 2 players will step out. Likewise, we have our initial matches, then winners matches, elimination matches, and the decider match at the end of the day. We have 4 players: herO, Lemon, GuMiho, and Solar, and only 2 can make it through. Let's go. Let us go. Of course, herO and Sol are recently back from their football match, or from their soccer match, depending on where you are in the world. We did speak on this during the Pigastorm Monday, how both Solar and herO did not play in the Pigastorm Monday to actually play in their football match and be well rested. Bjorn was an animal, and Bjorn, he did not sleep, played in everything, and still played the match as well. He's an animal. Este Bjorn, papi, este, ay. Yeah, it was great to see. They did actually post some photos on social medias, so we did at least get that from it. Unfortunately, it wasn't live streamed. That's what we were hoping for, but unfortunately, it was not streamed. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. But really cool to see all the players like interacting outside of StarCraft. Oh my god, we are going for the proxy right in the face of herO. Jesus. One base all in, a Lemon. We have the Robo thrown down again in the face of his opponent. Lemon, he has no fear, and herO, maybe a little bit. We'll see how herO can compare. For now, he does open up with a more economic opener. herO rushing into a Nexus, very greedy build out of herO, and we'll see if he can deal with this proxy. Yeah, the pylon under fire, taking a lot of hits already, taking a lot of hits, taking a lot of damage. And alas, with these reinforcements, that pylon, it should be safe. It's going to be close, though. Oh, it is going to be close. The pylon taking a lot of hits. One more volley on the mass. Up. He's so close. One more. Barely doesn't get it. Oh, barely does not. One more shot away from going down. But he pulls back to the shield battery, and he does advance forward. There we go. The pylon does fall. The robo is going to be depowered. And herO, he's looking very comfortable here. Again, he has a shield battery behind this. He has another gateway on the way. Going to be reinforcing. Another pylon, sorry, another probe has arrived for that backup pylon. But it is so heavily delayed here. Double pylon even to make sure it stays up. Oh, here he wants that Stalker, gets the Stalker. Stalker goes down, now trying to zone away those adepts. Does attempt to zone. Behind this, we do have a full wall here on top of the ramp. Yeah, we have a full wall. One adept goes down. Here he can now focus on the main push. Focus on the proxy once again. Go for the Stalker. It does go for the Stalker. Late reaction. Stalker goes down. The Robo is under fire. It is on low HP. GG gets called as Lemon, he runs out of steam. And herO, he will take game number 1. Whew. GG. herO, he will take a lead in the series. Again, we are, of course, jumping into a best of 3. And we'll be having a look at the overall group after this series, after this match. Here we go. Here we go. For now, though, a solid start here out of herO. And again, I don't blame Lemon for committing to the all-in or for trying to punish herO, but alas, herO, he did see it coming ahead of time. Really good reaction out of herO as well. Very nice control to be able to move on forward, to punish the pylon, to delay the proxy, and in the end, Lemon just could not really keep it going. GG. GG, well played. Game number 2, of course, is going to be on Amygdala. Amygdala being one of the larger maps in the map pool. Because of that, I expect herO to go for the same opener. I mean, herO, he's very fond of going for these really fast Nexi, for going Gateway into Cybercore into Nexus before the Stargate, even greedier than Max Packs in PvP. herO, he's very fond of it, and we'll see if he can be punished. We'll see. The pressure is on Lemon. He also does very good scouting. I mean, I wouldn't attribute that too much to the scouting, just because if you remember, the robot was literally in the face of herO. Like, it was like it was at his natural. It was crazy. It was very brazen. Maybe that's a better way of putting it. It was a very brazen proxy, very cavalier, very bold move at a Lemon. Zesty move, if you will. Ah, true. But here we go, we're getting into our next game, and spawning in the top right corner of Amygdala, we have our red Protoss player, we have our Taiwanese Protoss, it is Lemon. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player from South Korea, leading the series 1-0, it is herO. We go. Now, once again, we expect the same opener. We're keeping an eye open here for the Gateway, for the Cybercore, for the faster expansion. Especially on Amygdala, I feel like herO would be safe to do so. Once again, Lemon does move out with this probe. We'll keep an eye on Lemon. We'll see if he once again goes for a proxy. Both players do move out with their workers, and both players are going to be searching for those second pylons to make sure that everything is at home and that nothing is proxied. Go, we do move out. Move out, likewise herO does check the main. Do you see Lemon going to be pylon blocking here at the natural? Again, herO, he is going to be skipping his second gateway, so herO is being hyper greedy. Lemon goes for a standard 2-gate opener, so standard opener out of Lemon, and herO is once again cutting corners, hoping for that faster Nexus. And now forced to make a Zealot. Lemon scouts, does confirm the Cybercore, now he knows. Trying to pull back, but doesn't quite make it here, yet does attack move that gateway, and he almost the block. Yeah, I don't think that was intentional. I think he was meant to be clicked to low ground, but he does click to the gateway instead, so it doesn't quite block, and the Nexus is on the way, and herO gets away with once again a very greedy build. Meanwhile, Lemon, he responds with his own Nexus. He does skip his second unit here at the gateways, so he does cut some corners here. This is the first gateway was a little bit inefficient, but regardless, he's keeping up economically. This time, no proxy. This time, no proxy. This time, no cheese. Getting into a game. Getting into our game. Also, I do notice a couple of in-game drop frames, and I will try to use my VPN after this. I'm not exactly set up for it at the moment, but I'll do my best. We'll attempt to set it up. But other, we're going to be moving out, so we do have our hallucinations being sent across the map just to scout, just to confirm. When it comes to our tech, Twilight Council opener out of herO, likewise Twilight Council opener out of Lemon as well. So we have mirrored setups. So I say almost mirrored builds. Again, herO, he was more efficient in the early game, which is why herO, he does have a higher worker count already. So he's up in probes. herO does have the slight edge, and the pressure's on Lemon to bounce back. Pressure is on. But after this series, I'll if we go to the ace match, then we'll hold off on it. But after the series, I'll try to use the VPN, and hopefully it is a little bit more smooth. Hopefully. As we are moving out, herO does claim his faster third base. We do see that Lemon has been working on those rocks, and it looks like he is going to commit here into the gold. Once again, a bold move out of Lemon. I say a bold move just because this base is going to be quite exposed. Yep, Nexus is on the way. You can punish this base, of course, from the other side of the wall, other side of the minerals. We'll see if he can actually take advantage of this expansion. Risky move here, and of course herO does confirm. Likewise, so does Lemon. Again, scouting here in PvP, Sentries and Hallucinations give you all the information you need. Both players are fully aware of what's going on. Both players scout each other. From here, herO does go for a faster Robo into faster Immortal production. There's a bit of a give and take here, so we have faster Immortals out of herO. Meanwhile, we have delayed Immortals out of his opponents, but Lemon is going to a faster Forge into faster upgrades. Bit of give and take. herO opening up the center of the map. Likewise, so is Lemon. He will need to defend his base. So Lemon has to fight for this area, for this location. He gets spotted by the hallucination. herO moving in. Ready to bait out those shots. Let's move in. Does force out those force fields. Pushing forward up, denying some of the mining already. His third base is getting saturated. Lemon's is not. And again, this is the downside of trying to go for this gold, is that at times like this, if you lack map control, then you can't mine. You cannot mine. Just denied mining time here at the gold. And probes are just cannot engage. Lemon, he cannot push up this ramp as there are so many force fields, so many sentries. So here moves in, baits out of force field, blinks away. Blink away. He's got his own force fields ready. Charge now done for Lemon. Gonna force his way in. Doesn't go for it yet. Getting to respect the ramp. The Zealots take a call down. Nice catch. Does take down, what, 5 Zealots. Still was a nice mining time. Now herO did spend most of his force fields, and yeah, he backs off. He backs off, spends most of his force fields, heads over the wall. Major damage against a pylon. That's the second pylon as well. Nice pickoffs. And behind this is going to be catching up. +1 is now on the way. Charge on the way. herO's upgrades are again later compared to his opponents. They are much later, but he still has a better economy. herO pulls away. Lemon claiming a 4th base. Lemon, he does have that upgrade lead. We'll see what he does with it. herO pulling away. I believe no Temple Archives tech yet. Yeah, there's no Temple Archives. No Archons. So I'll take ready for a run by. Slow because they do hit the center base. 2 workers, not bad. He will move through the center. Likewise, what's the main army? Charge finishing up in 5 seconds. +1 as well. Here, he's about to tie up those upgrades. Oh. Gets a Stalker. Here it does have that supply lead. Upgrades are done. Upgrades are complete. Gets into the mineral line. I had a rough position here for Lemon. Yeah, he gets force fielded out. The Zealots do nothing. Yeah, the force fields are brutal. And no counter force fields here either. Sentry's going to be going down. And here he's evolving. He's evolving this army. Takes down the sentry, shuts down the Zealots. And sure, the gold base finally got up and running, but it's too little too late. Too late at this point. And GG gets called. The Lemon is going to be overrun. And herO, he will take the series 2-0. GG. Whew. GG, well played. A solid series there by herO. Again, Lemon, he was trying to be a little bit cheeky in game 1 and even here in game 2 in a different way by rushing into the gold base and rushing into that expansion. But alas, he could not actually mine from that gold for so long, and as a result, did fall behind. did fall behind. GG, well played. herO, he will take the first win here in the series, and we are now getting ready for our second matchup. Here we go. Hold on. Korea, Google 5. Okay. Korea, Google 5. Sorry, I'm just trying to turn on my VPN. Asia. Google 5. Okay. Now, hopefully that helps. It might not. It might be awful. But we'll do our best. I'll try to keep an eye on it. And that does give us some time here to go over the brackets. Sorry, to go over the group. Here we go. Exclamation mark B in the chat to have a look at the group stage yourself, to have a look at the Wikipedia page. But here we go. We have our 4 players. We have a 4-player GSL group. So 4 players step in, and 2 players will be able to advance on into the next round, into the playoffs. herO just looked at Lemon. You can see herO is now in the winners match. Lemon is now in the elimination match, and they are waiting for the results of Solar and GuMiho. I've not casted GuMiho in a very long time. It's been like a month. It's been maybe over a month, maybe since the last Rex March Madness. It's hard to say, but it's been a while. Has been a while here, so I'm happy to see GuMiho once again, and we'll see how he compares to Solar. Solar has been on fire as of late. Solar has been looking very impressive over the past, what, 3-4 weeks. Solar has been in his redemption arc, and he has been taking down players like Clem, MaxPax, and herO. Solar has been taking down the best players in the world, so right now he is very much so in form, but GuMiho is his own kind of player. You can have a solid score against Clem, but GuMiho is a little bit different. It's a very different kind of player, very different kind of Terran. So we'll see if Solar can keep up with the chaos that is GuMiho as we get ready for our next series, for our next best of 3. As a reminder, these are all best of 3s, including the winners matches and the decider matches. All best of 3s here, no best of 5s in sight. So 5 matches in total. 5 in total. Just bear that in mind. And for now, we're going to be going on a short break. We're going to be going on a short break. I've got my eyes on, I've got my eyes on the VPN just in case. We're going to be going on a short break. When we come back, we'll have our next series. We'll have our next matchup. Again, Solar versus GuMiho after the break. Take this moment to get some snacks, get some food, get some water, get ready for a night of StarCraft. See you soon. See you soon, Pappy. See you soon. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the second match of the evening, the second match of the Rex April Madness Group A. We are jumping into our ZBT and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Amygdala. We have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran. It is GuMiho. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Zerg player, the red Zerg for Team Falcons. It is Solar. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our TVZ. Here we go. And already, hopefully I'm not jinxing it, but looking smooth, looking a lot smoother here. Again, I do apologize for some of the in-game frame drops that we saw in the first series, but I have now turned on my VPN, and so far it is looking a lot cleaner here. Much. I actually have like half the MS that I did previously, which is crazy. I like 380 MS in the last series. Here I have 170. Not bad. Not bad. Here we go. For now, though, we're going to be settling into our fresh best of 3. And now, for those that are curious, for those that are just now tuning in, for those that haven't maybe seen this event before or are unaware of the format, this is going to be a group stage GSL format, of course. So we have 4 players. The winners, for the initial 2 matches do play out. The winners play against the winners, losers against the losers, and then we have the decider match at the very end. So GSL format, let's go. Let us go. And we'll see how Solar compares. Again, Solar has been looking very strong as of late. He's been looking very strong, very in form. Again, I was giving Solar praise previously for defeating Clem and defeating Max, Pax, and herO over the past couple of weeks, but I haven't seen much from GuMiho. The reality is, GuMiho has been less active. GuMiho has been less active. He's been playing in less tournaments, so we just haven't really seen much of GuMiho. He's still a very creative player. As you can see here, he does hide the Marine. He's trying to bait out the Overlord. Trying to bait the Overlord in. But the Overlord does pull away, does get eyes on the CC. The Overlord will get away to the pillar, safe and sound. Does get to the pillar. GuMiho, no SV Scout. No SV Scouts, likewise no Reaver Scout either. Yeah, staying back at home instead, getting into his own 1-1-1 before third TC. Hyper aggression here out of GuMiho. I expect nothing less from GuMiho, to be honest. Let's go. Going into reactor Hellion production, really fast starport. This can lead into Hellion drops. This can lead into committed Cloak Banshee. This can lead into even something greater like a Hellbat push. So we'll see what direction GuMiho does take this in. Regardless, aggression nonetheless. As by now, he should have a third CC. Oh, Link comes in for a scout, and Solar, he does get full confirmation. He sees the production, he sees the progress on that starport. He's fully aware of what's going on, and now he is getting ready back at home. For now, he's free to drone, but he's aware how late the CC should be. As we have Cloak Banshees on the horizon, no medevacs. Aliens are poking towards the top side. Bearing in mind, this is the first sign of scouting that GuMiho is getting this game. He has seen nothing up until this point. So he pokes in, he does confirm. We're still rallying across the map. More Hellions. Hellions does dive past. Oh, only 3 Lings. Uh-oh. Yeah, Link Cannon is a little bit too low here. Drone's gonna get roasted. 3 shots to do 1 shot. So this is gonna be enough to bring him down. But last Lings, they do surround. So far, 4 drone kills, 4 drones for 4 Hellions. That is not the best trade here for GuMiho. I'm sure he wanted something a little bit more. So nice defense by Solar. Whew. Again, did reinforce that those Lings are just barely in time. Meanwhile, across the map, GuMiho getting into his own additional Banshee play into a delayed CC. The command center is on the way, so this is not a 2-base all-in. This could have been a 2-base all-in if we did throw down like an extra Max, threw down an Armory, and just committed on 2 bases. But alas, he will still go for a delayed expansion, and Solar confirms. Does confirm. Solar is aware. Queens are ready. There is no Spore at the third. Likewise, Spore is repositioning here at the natural as well. So no major damage. Spore just now finishing up in the main. Yeah, the Banshee just a little bit too late. Ooh, oh my god. As the Banshee does take a lot of hits, takes a lot of damage. And behind this, going into mech. Let's go. GuMiho, he is making it up, which again should not be a surprise. GuMiho is one of the few Terran players out there that does consistently, or at least more consistently, play mech. Players like GuMiho, players like Ryung. As GuMiho does dip in between the bases. Does threaten the mineral line. Likewise, rotating back over, getting a drone, getting two, not bad. 2 drone kills, 2 workers do fall. Banshees, they back off to repair, to heal up, and we do have magfill accelerators on the way. We are getting into battle mech for the time being. So GuMiho embracing battle mech. Solar back at home thankfully does go for the Roach Warren, so he's getting into his own Roach Ravager composition. No Eva chambers yet, so we're going to be lacking those upgrades for the time being. And we'll see if GuMiho can break through. How about say Morphin on top of the base? Up, going for the base, going for the cancel. Oh, that's gonna be a kill. That should not have happened. Massive pickoff. Kill, not a cancel on the hatchery. Solar across the map, going for the third. Does take down an active mule, or at least forces it back. The Hellbats to defend, and Solar is gonna be forced back once again. And not too much damage here. Meanwhile, another cancellation on the expansion. Raven pulls back, it kills the drone, delays the hatchery. Shouldn't bring down any of these queens. There should be plenty of transfuse. Oh my god, queens are going down there with the transfuse. Yeah, transfuses are delayed. 1 queen falls. Lings are focusing across the map. They get 4 SCV kills. So there's a bit of a give and take, but I would say that GuMiho is in a better position as he killed an expansion and canceled it, and even delayed it even further by killing the drone. So nice harass here by GuMiho. He pulls back to repair. 4th CC's on the way. And he's embracing those cyclones. Meanwhile, Solar, I assumed it was going to be Lingbane Roach Ravager, but no. Solar, he's going into 1-1 upgrades into Roach Hydra. Interesting composition. Now, we have seen players have mixed success with this. The real power spike of Roach Hydra is going to be Roach Hydra Hive Tech into Vipers. So Roach Hydra Viper is going to be the ideal. We'll see if he can get there. Vipers, they do allow just a bit of a secure way to deal with these cyclones with the ducting, by ducting even. We'll see if he gets there, if he just commits to purely a lair tech army. As he's building up his Ravagers. Solar, he's cutting workers. Yeah, he's going for the all-in. So Solar, as you can see here, he has full 3-base saturation. He has all his gases. What does he not have? Drones at the 4th. The 4th base is just for larva. So it looks like Solar, he has sustained enough damage where he's like, you know what, I'm not going to macro out of this. I'm going to just commit here on 3 bases and go for a big 3-base all-in. Purely Roach Hydra, no infestation bit, no hive tech, no further tech here from Solar. It's all or nothing for the Zerg. So very risky. Very committed. Banshees, they catch 1 Hydra, but here comes the all-in. And GuMiho, he's not ready for this. Again, GuMiho, he has yet to really begin tank production. With only Hellion Cyclone, that's not going to be enough. Without tanks, I don't think GuMiho can hold. Army does move forward. Nice kiting so far. Kiting is good, but the 3rd CC is forfeit. And Solar, he does commit it, starts stepping forward. Once again, good kiting. Takes off a lot of roaches. Oof, the bios are brutal though. And Solar, yeah, he's breaking his opponent. He's going in for the kill. He's breaking GuMiho. Again, the kiting is nice and all, but the 3rd base is gone. The 4th base is cancelled. Takes down one of the tanks. Takes down the mineral line. 18, 19, 20, 19, 20. SCV is going to be going down. Ay, ay, ay. And Solar is going to be forced back, but that is critical damage. That is what he was looking for, to get 22 SCV kills. Banshees go down as well. Tank getting caught in low ground. Shows his biles. Up. Yeah, biles on the tank. And Solar just has too much. He just has too much at this point. GG gets called. He breaks GuMiho, and Solar will take game number 1. Whew. GG. Solo does take a lead. Again, unfortunately, GuMiho, he did not scout the lack of saturation. GuMiho did not realize he was being all-in. If he had, that's where tank production was paramount. That's where he did need to prioritize those tanks to be able to fortify, to be able to wall up and wall off and defend against said all-in. Alas, instead, he delayed his tanks in favor of just continued Cyclone production and Hellions, and even a Fort CC, all units that didn't really help too much there in that defense. Cyclones that were kiting well, but they could never fight head-on. They're just so fragile as a unit that they can really only kite. And with that, GG. With that, GG well played. Solo takes the lead, and now we're jumping into game number 2. And we'll see if GuMiho can bounce back. We'll see if GuMiho makes it up again, or if GuMiho has something different in store for us instead. Let's find out. Let us find out, as game 2 is going to be on Sandworm. Once again, Sandworm being one of the other TLMC maps. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, today might be the day that we get a haircut. It's getting unruly. Too much, back. Too much. But here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Sandworm, we have our South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back and force the ace match. It is GuMiho. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, leading Series 1-0. Representing Team Falcons, it is Solar. We go. As GuMiho, he moves out not just with one, with 2 SCVs. It is time for the proxy, it's time for the cheese, it's time for the proxy 3 racks. 3 racks, you might ask. Well, we have 1 SCV, 2 SCVs, and a 3rd SCV as well. So proxy 3 racks, hyper aggression, hyper committed here from GuMiho. It's going to be 3 racks mass marine with a bunker rush. So we're going to be bunker rushing the natural. Solar, he is going to be checking the lurk. He will see this. Solar, I believe the Overlord is going to be moving out far enough to spot this. If he spots this, he can pull the boys, he can react in time. It's going to be a big moment here for Solar. And this is unfortunate for GuMiho. It's going to be close though. Solar, he does move. Oh no, oh no, so he turns around. Solar, he was rallied in, but he does turn around. Oh, Solar, he will not scout this, he will not confirm. And this is best case scenario for GuMiho, but the Overlord is still going to be parked outside of the base. Still going to be parked outside of the natural. So Solar, he will spot the bunkers as they get thrown down. Speaking of, here comes the Mass Marine bunker rush. SCVs move in, and Solar, he knows. Now he knows, now he confirms. Bunkers are on the way. Solar, he pulls the boys. And Solar, he has to deny this bunker. So far, does rush past. Going for the Marines. Solar, he looks like he'll lose 1 drone. Lose 1, we'll lose 2. 2 drones go down. Bunker is going to be denied, at least it barely should be. And with these lingering reinforcements, he's still losing a lot of drones though. Yeah, 4, 5, 6 drones going down. This is getting out of hand. The bunker finishes. Oh, that should not have happened. That should not have happened. The bunker is done. That is dangerous. Solar, he has to zone the army away. SB0 repair. Meanwhile, the Marines, they get surrounded. Almost. This is too much. This is far too much here. 9 drone kills. The bunker is going to be shut down, thankfully. The bunker is killed. Bunker is destroyed. And GuMiho has a worker lead. GuMiho is up in workers, is up in economy. I don't think he can break this spine crawler though. Like spine crawler, queen, second spine crawler is on the way. It's going to be difficult to break Solar. But it looks like he's going for it. Yeah, he's going for the dive. And plenty of wings. Yeah, he has to back off. He has to back off here. Still wants that queen though. Wants whatever he can get. Up. Takes down the queen, takes down the spine. GG gets called. Whew. That was very close, but he barely broke that defensive line. Barely broke down both the queen and the spine. GG. And we are going to the ace match. Let's go. GuMiho here overwhelmed Solar against Solar. He lost 9 drones when he pulled the boys. He did lose too many. He lost too many workers in attempting to defend, and in doing so, he just didn't really have the best economy to keep himself sustained. We're going to the ace match. We'll see how this story ends. We'll see if GuMiho can keep this going or if Solar can bring it back. Oh my god. Aye, aye, aye. So we're now getting ready for game number 3. The ace match is going to be on Persephone. Here we go. Getting to Persephone here. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Persephone, we have the red Terran player, the South Korean Terran, tying up the series 1-1, bringing it back, and we'll see if we can go all the way. It is GuMiho. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. We go. Here we go, as we are going to be getting or settling into our next game. So far, we've had some chaotic builds here out of GuMiho. Game 1, GuMiho did go for a 1-1-1 before the third TC into Hellion Banshee into Mech. Game 2, of course, we did have the proxy through Axe Marine out of GuMiho as well with the Bunker Rush. Game 3, so far, everything is looking normal. Everything's looking standard. But I can imagine that Solar's feeling very uneasy after these first couple of games in this series. What's up next? Now, GuMiho, even though he's known and he has a reputation for playing mech, that's only because he's like the most prominent mech player. Not saying he cannot play bio. Like, he's actually a very strong bio player in his own right. When it comes to drop play, when it comes to multitasking, GuMiho is a very fast player. Doesn't have to rely on mech. He can switch things up into bio. I bring this up just because that is going to be a viable option here coming into Persephone. We'll see. We'll see what GuMiho goes for. We'll see how he does mix it up, as we expect something different every game out of GuMiho. Let's go. Here we go. But now we do have our Reaper moving out across the map. Likewise, GuMiho does set up back at home. Rax expand into his own factory. We'll keep an eye on that starport timing as Reaper does dip in. Against Solar, he shouldn't lose any drones. Does pull the worker away. So far, so good. Reaper, he wants that drone. Does want us. A drone will survive. Queen pops out and Solar holds. Solar, he does hold on. You can see GuMiho trying to catch any transferring workers, being a little bit cheeky. Does pull out, and back at home, third CC before starport. Economic build. For the first time this series, GuMiho is playing standard, at least so far. This can still lead into mech, true, it could, but for now everything's looking normal. Yeah, starport now on the way. This can lead into Hellion Banshee, into an add-on swap. We'll see if GuMiho deviates. Now GuMiho does slip into the main. Breaks past the Lings. And he will not get a drone. Whew. Barely not. GuMiho pulls out, pulls away. Third base being taken from Solar. Solar just droning. Solar he was able to keep up. He didn't overreact either. Just didn't overmake any Lings. Still maintained his queen count. Solar still looking solid here. Really rise on GuMiho. There's the add-on swap going Viking first. Viking first can lead into an early fusion core, so we'll keep an eye on GuMiho. I say that if that was the case with the C1 by now. Viking into Fake Cloak. Overlord is coming in for the scouts. GuMiho knows this. So Fake Cloak out of GuMiho. Ideally, GuMiho wants to force out those spores. Viking does arrive. Does he actually go for the Banshee after this? Okay, he is. He's going for the Banshee. Never mind. So really interesting opener here out of GuMiho. Now typically going for a Viking does hide cloak, and there we go, does cancel. It makes sense. He got scouted, he does cancel. Do have a second Rax on the way, Stim is in production, and we are getting into Bio, not into mech. Let's go. GuMiho, he is mixing it up here. That's Haley's there throwing a dive on the right hand side. Catching out some lings. Nothing major yet. So he's keeping up. Oh, getting a Hellion. Not bad. Hellion goes down. Solar, he has yet to really confirm the bio production. To see the tech lab on the racks, but that could always just lead into an add-on swap. But for the most part, good read. You know, Baliness on the way, so he's getting ready for Ling Bane. Looks like he has determined that it is going to be bio. Things are keeping up. I should also mention, oh, as the landed Viking does deny the base. Very nicely done. He does delay the fourth. But I should mention the map itself, so welcome one to Persephone. Persephone does have a healing pad here on the right hand side, which we did see Clem use for the first time on yesterday. He used it for the first time. Likewise, we have the goal base as well. We have the massive alleyway of speed zones. That's a lot of speed. A lot of zones. Can make use of it. Well, GuMiho does catch the active tumors. Three tumors going down. GuMiho does actually reinforce immediately here. This is going to be a bit of an earlier move out by GuMiho. This is hitting before 1-1. Usually you'd hit a little bit later, actually. So this is earlier than normal. As a result, the army is a little bit smaller. But he's hoping to try to catch a Solar off guard. And he stims in. Does him in, takes down the base. Does force a cancel. herO goes down. Bathing Speed is just now about to finish up. Solar backing up his army. GuMiho has to get out of here. He has to pull away. He's actually going to be pushing forward. Hellbat's Morphine, that will help. Drop, not quite on top of the ramp. Medevac goes down. A little bit shaky here from GuMiho. Leads out a Medevac, leads out Marines. Doesn't really have much left. Does take down the Spores at least. And he wants the Queens. He gets one, he gets two. Oh my god. Takes down two Queens, he wants all three. At the same time, Solar, he will break this position. Shuts down the tank, shuts down the Hellbats. GuMiho trading as efficiently as he can, and he did snipe all three Queens. So not the worst, not a bad attack here from GuMiho. Again, he denies the base, he trades relatively well. Again, it was a bit of an earlier and more awkward timing. So that's success with it. And GuMiho just keeps rallying across the map. He does have that supply lead. So he does at least take top right. Solar, he's distracted. He's distracted. Meanwhile, the expansion is denied. And he cancels the fifth. Lose the Viking there. Please out the Viking. GuMiho still does have that supply advantage. Pushing even further in. Solar, he runs into Bio, he runs into tanks, he cannot touch this army. Oh. Almost does catch GuMiho, almost. Yeah, pushing on the right, it denies another expansion. Was that a kill? No, was a cancel, thankfully. Was a cancellation. Banelings unable to connect. GuMiho still trading well. Oh, but he does take some Banelings to the face here on the right hand side. And not paying attention. So he's holding on. Just barely. So he cleans up the armies. GuMiho backs off. Again, GuMiho, he was not paying attention on the right hand side. Took some massive Baneling connections to the face. Solar is surviving here. Not getting to his hive, now getting to his own ultra attack. Ultras are on the way. Solar's lack of 5th base is slowly killing him. Like, he desperately needs another expansion, and GuMiho's doing such a great job at maintaining control of both 5th locations. Like, Solar, he just can't expand. Like, where can he go? So he has no other options other than the gold base, but the gold is just also so exposed. Even further out in the open. Group is receding. Sims in. Means they don't really have any transfuses. We're rotating over towards the right hand side. We'll have to pick up. Oh, ooh, does pick up in time. Doesn't take any Banelings to the face. He's only got the one tank on the high ground, but here we go. More reinforcements have arrived. How does GuMiho approach this? Still securing this area. Securing this location. Main responds. Oh! And he will connect. Takes down a decent chunk of bio, but there's still more behind this. Ultra's moving in. There's no Marauders, there's no Ghosts. Yeah, GuMiho is running out of steam here. He has to respect those Ultras. Takes down one. But there's 2 more left. Yeah, 2 more Ultras. My apologies, I didn't realize, but GuMiho, he was A-Raxing. So, my apologies here. He was A-Raxing. This is a 3-base all-in out of GuMiho. I was just caught off guard because it was just earlier than normal. But that's why he has no Marauders. That's why he has no Ghost Academy. He's just pure Marine tank. As he is A-Raxing. Now he does throw down a 4th CC. He's trying to transition out of this. He still doesn't take his gases, so no gases. Limited gas income. Still does trade well here. Takes down another expansion. The Ultra's quite tanky. He's got kindness waiting. So again, Marines, they just tickle the Ultras. Once again, though, the 5th base is still denied. So even though GuMiho, he hasn't done enough damage to break Solar, he has done enough to maintain himself, to try to keep things even, to make sure the Solar does not get out of hand. As now GuMiho does transition into Marauders. Nice target firing. Let's focus down those Banelings. Parabomb pops off. And the hive is done. As Solar now getting a greater army with Ultras, with Vipers, with Infestors. Again, GuMiho, he still hasn't taken his gases here. So GuMiho, he can't afford a Ghost Academy. He can't afford Ghost production. That's why he has none. That's why he hasn't, just making as many Marauders as he can. Still pushing. Bit CC on the way. Now finally gas is being taken. Let's go. GuMiho's max. Oh, he's maxed out. Once again denies the 5th base. Solar, he just can't expand. But he's got those Vipers. He's got those Infestors. Into the flank. He attempts to stim, he scans, he sees all the Infestors. We need Ghost here. But there is still no Academy. Like up against Ultras and Infestors and Vipers. There it is. Finally, that is a 14, almost 15-minute Ghost Academy. It's just so late. And as a reminder, the reason why it's so late is because GuMiho has been all in. He just hasn't had the gas income for it until now. But with that, the Fungals, they pop off. Power Bombs as well. And Solar, he will shut down this army. He will completely clean this up. And you can see without Ghost, this army just completely crumbles. Solar, he's stumbling out of control. GuMiho, he had a good start, but he never broke a 4th base. He only ever denied the 5th. And GuMiho is in trouble here. And Ghost Academy is now done, and now he can get into Ghost production, but lastly, he has lost a little momentum this game. Solar, he's reaching his final form with 3-3. Here, likewise, trying to trade. Gets into the mineral line, doesn't get much done, takes down a Spore, that's all he gets. Forces out another. But GuMiho, he's at least maxing out, and he has secured his own expansion. True. He's getting his own 5th. 5th bases are getting operational. Ghost and live production for GuMiho. And Solar, he can finally breathe easy. He can breathe easy and calm down after an intense early game, an intense mid game. He finally gets a 5th base, now getting a 6th expansion as well. Solar looking a lot more comfortable this time. A lot more. Yo, we got some nukes on the way. Love to see it. So it rotates. Alright, just not quite going off. And the base is going to be forfeited. GuMiho does try to rotate. Fungals coming in. Force back. Some of the baitings do connect. Going for the Medivacs, actually. Fungals everything. The ground army, the Medivacs as well. And GuMiho is broken. At this point, he hasn't broken. 10 SCV kills. He plummets in supply. Solar, he's backing up. He's remaxing. But GuMiho, he needs more time to rebuild. Does need more time. There's a mass transfuse. Gold base now being taken by Solar. Oh, we get some decent amount of connections here on the Lings. Very nice. Nice, they pop up. Despite that, Ultras that still break through. Nice snipes though, very nice snipes. GuMiho, he does pull off the defense. And Solar overextends. Solar throwing away a Viper. He still has 0 Vipers left, only 1 Infestor. Hopefully Solar, he does replenish those Spellcasters. He's got 3 more Vipers on the way, but no more Infestors, so he's going to have limited Fungals available. Just one Fungal, essentially. Which is concerning. Suddenly that means that GuMiho, he has a chance. He has a stronger army against this. As now there are less Spellcasters. He's engaged on the right. Solar, he's very Hydra heavy actually. A lot of Hydras. No Ultras. And Marauders, they trade well. There's that first Fungal, the only Fungal. Solar bleeding out a lot of units. GuMiho moving in. That one Ultra you see, that's the only Ultra. The Hydras, they do not trade well here. Ultra goes down, and Solar, he's being overwhelmed. Again, just Remax on too many Hydras. That didn't really help too much in this fight. We do get the Blinding Cloud, that does buy some time. Vipers are good for the Power Bombs. Expensive losses for Solar, losing almost all the Hydras. But I say almost, losing basically every Hydra. Every Hydra goes down. Workers do fall, the base is going to be denied, and GuMiho, he brings it back. Again, Solar had a very strong fight earlier. But alas, the Remax was lackluster. Again, these Hydras were not it. It was just such a money sink here going into all those Hydras. I'm afraid to look. That was how many? That was 27 Hydras just went down. All the Vipers as well. There's what, one Viper left, a couple of Infestors, and GuMiho, he just snowballs out of control. Breaks through, snipes what little is left. GG, and GuMiho will take the series 2-1. GuMiho will advance on to the winners match. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Solar, he was in a good position. He was able to max out on Ling Bane, Ultra, Infestor, Viper. But if you remember, after that first big fight, the Remax occurred. He did Remax, and he did not replenish those Ultras. Instead, he went into more of a Hydratech army. He did not replenish his Infestors. He only had one Infestor. He tried to go back into his Vipers, but the army composition was lacking. The composition was lacking. He had no Infestors until the one Infestor towards the very end. Likewise, he didn't have any buffer or support for the Hydras. Hydras, they don't really scale amazingly into the late game like that. Lurkers do, and actually, as you saw, there was a Lurker Den in production. It looks like Solar, he was trying to switch into Lurkers, but he didn't have the tech ready. He was still making the Lurker Den, and he still had no Lurker upgrades either. So it did look like he went into Hydra production a little bit too soon. It does feel like it was premature because it was not ready for Lurkers, and he was stuck with Hydras. And in this matchup, for the most part, Hydras, they are exclusively made to morph into Lurkers, as they themselves are not the best unit, and he was just stuck with 27 Hydras, and it was not ideal. GG. GG, well played. Did lose everything, and with that, GuMiho takes the series. Does take the series, and now we'll see who's up next. I mean, let's switch our scenes over. Let's catch up on the group as we have our winners match. Actually, can I zoom in a little bit? Let's have a look. There we go. They are beautiful. But of course, this is Group A. I should rename that as well. There we go. This is Group A. So herO took down Lemon. GuMiho just took down Solar. And now we have our winners match, elimination match, and decider match ahead of us. The winners match is going to be a best of 3 between herO and GuMiho to determine who makes it out in first place out of Group A. Meanwhile, we have the elimination match after the initial herO versus GuMiho PvT. We'll have Lemon versus Solar, and then the final decider match as well. So 3 matches remaining, 3 matches to go. Winners match. All the matches are going to be casted. They're all going to be casted and played out. We got you covered. We go. Winners match. Catching up with the chat. Muy caliente, papi. Oh my god. But yes, we're going to be going on a very short break. When we come back, videos will be done, and we'll have herO versus GuMiho. See you soon. After the break. See you soon, papi. See you soon. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Ooh, hope you enjoyed that lovely Brutal OSC as we have returned with our winners match. Also, I should emphasize my apologies. I assumed that these were all best of threes, and the initial two matches were, but now we've entered best of 5 territory instead. Let's go. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the blue Protoss. It is herO. And spawning in the right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the red Terran. It is GuMiho. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we do jump into our winners match. For some context here, of course, both GuMiho and herO, if either one does, of course, win the series, they will advance on and out of this group in first place. The loser will still have a second chance. They'll be knocked down to the decider match to face off against the winner of Solar and Lemon. Oh boy. So still 3 more matches ahead of us. Let's go. Now going to be settling in, and of course herO, he has been on fire as of late. For those that were here last night, you will know that herO, he did take down Clem, and he was this week's Woody TV Monday champion. He also defeated Clem that evening once again and was this week's Monday Night Weekly champion as well. herO, he didn't go for the hat trick. If you recall, herO did not play in the morning's Pickers on Monday because herO did have a football match, or soccer match depending on where you are, with the rest of the Korean and foreigner scene over in Korea. We did let everyone know at the time, and it was only a couple of hours ago that we were able to get a couple of photos from the match as well, so really nice to see. Always amazing to see the players interact outside of just StarCraft, but like with each other, you know, as in spending time with each other outside of StarCraft. Feels good, man, feels good. Wholesome, pappy, wholesome. We'll see if we get any more word as to what happened in that. Actually, if herO wins this series, I'll ask him what happened. I'll ask him if they won. Ask him if Björn fell asleep during the match. Björn, shaking my head. If you weren't here for the Pickers on Monday, Björn was the only player that was playing in that football match that actually stayed up and played in all 3 tournaments, going complete full degen, and did not sleep before the football match either. Absolute animal. So we were predicting that he would pass out during the game. God damn it, Björn. God damn it. I still have that image in my mind where he's like, I don't know, he's like the goalie or something. They're juking it out in the center, pans over to Björn, he's just passed out in the goalpost. He's God damn it. But now though, we do have our tech of choice. It's going to be a Twilight Council opener out of herO. Does open Twilight Council. Meanwhile, across the map, we do have our setup here back at home, going for a faster factory into CC on the high ground. Helium production has begun, and GuMiho does move out. GuMiho, he has yet to really confirm what's going on, as he was denied entry into the main, but he will have some Hellions, he will have that Reaper as well, and he can try to break this position at the natural. We'll see if he can. See if he can. I also have to try to determine who did and who didn't make it there, because I know that Björn gave us a list. He gave us a list of the players that were competing and the players that were playing. It was really cool to see some older names like Armani and Hydra. Really cool to see. As GuMiho, the wall is open. He's going for the mineral line. Does dive in. Workers A line up. He can one shot. He takes down one probe. 1, 2, the others, they do pull away in time. GuMiho going for one final dive, and he will be cleaned up. Does not get another volley off. Only 2 worker kills for what? For 4 Hellions and 1 Reaper. Ay, this is not worth it. As GuMiho, he will lose everything. He does get a final scout. I believe he does get eyes on the tech. Yeah, just barely. Does confirm the Twilight Council, but he will lose everything. So without a cleaner defense out of herO, meanwhile Liberator towards the natural. And behind this, GuMiho is not playing mech. I bring that up just because he has been known to make it up from time to time against Protoss. So just keeping an eye on GuMiho for now. Embracing the bio in game 1. I appreciate it. I would not be surprised if he goes into mech at least once in this series. Hello, SCV. GuMiho is building up. The Liberator still outside the bases. outside. Yet to commit in. Meanwhile, here, how many gates? 2 gate blink, I believe. Yes, 2 gate blink into a third, so very greedy build out of herO. This does make a lot of sense on Amygdala. Again, Amygdala is one of the larger maps in the map pool, known for longer and macro games, so very greedy build here out of our Protoss player. Meanwhile, GuMiho likewise going into his 3rd CC as well, getting ready for the mid game. So no hyper aggression from anyone involved. Here he does go for the Bay before charge. So 2 gate blink into the Bay, to his gases, into Colossus production. So here is cutting corners. Cutting corners, building up that Colossus count early on. And I do like hero's position coming into the mid game. From the side of GuMiho, his 3rd CC isn't too far out of the way, so soon he will be able to take his own 3rd, building up towards stim, combat shields, into his own heavy bio composition, heavy marauder composition ideally. So here we go. GuMiho does move out. He's got his Raven towards the south. He's got his Liberator in between the bases, and he has the double drop coming in. Let's see what he can get done. Raven taking a lot of hits. So far gets 1, gets 2 probes. Gets 2 workers. The drop does pull away. So nothing major, but some nice damage. Getting 2 workers for some energy. But here he does spot the double drop. He's aware. You can see here getting in position to defend against that drop. As GuMiho reclaims his 3rd, observer does confirm. Is going to be hunted down by the Raven. And here he won't achieve much with these Stalkers. So again, we've had a bit of a more tentative and more passive mid-game here. Sure, we had the Hellion dive earlier, but that's really all we had. Just a little posturing. GuMiho finally claims his 3rd base, and now he can start to move out. And again, he's got a hefty Marauder count here, making 3 Marauders at a time. Now, because hero's been cutting corners, he is missing charge. Charge was delayed in favor of Colossus production. And how many Colossi does he have? So far, he has 2, soon to be just 2. 2 Colossus so far. That should be enough to defend. Here he responds. herO out of position. Colossus now moving in. Tanks they force their way forward. Here, can he shut this down? Again, the Colossus were late. Nice target firing on the Colossi. Oh, taking a lot of hits, taking a lot of damage. And the Colossus will barely go down. Colossus does fall. Not bad. GuMiho, alas, he will lose both tanks though. And most of his army. Oh no! Oh, do we get a blink? Not quite. The herO defends, but GuMiho is still just pumping out nothing but Marines, nothing but Marauders. herO down to 1 Colossus. Oh, sorry, down to 2. Let's replenish. Splitting up his army. Let's go Colossus towards the south, Zealot towards the north. He does miss this rotation. GuMiho, where is he headed? herO looking very exposed. He's out in the open. And GuMiho coming in from behind. He scans. He wants the Colossus. Here he spots the army. He knows. And herO, does he recall out of here? Where are we headed? Zealot's hit the 3rd. Here he rotates over. He does reinforce with the prism. Here he can take the fight. It dives on the main army. Colossus moving in. Swipes they pop off. Not many Vikings. Yeah, Vikings are charging down. There's 2 Vikings left, down to 1. But GuMiho does hold. Zealot's they pull away. Nice juggling. And herO, he was almost surrounded. Like, that was a really awkward position for herO. But he was able to just weave his army through. Get back to his Zealots, reinforce. Nice movement there out of herO. Doesn't lose any Colossus. And here he still has the recall. Still has that recall available, and he might have to use it here. As there isn't much to defend. Warps in across the map. Here he's going to try to commit instead. And which means his base is going to go down. Yeah, here he just gives up on this expansion. The base will fall. Zelsai dive in. Wastes his GPS here on the CC. Here he has to push forward. Orders they stim in. They want the Colossus. He gets one. One Colossus goes down. Massive pickup. Prism just too far behind to be in there to juggle. And here he will lose one base and he will take down another. So they do trade a base for a base. GuMiho going for another expansion. But there are reinforcements. And yeah, here he comes out better here. GG gets called. Here he may lose an expansion, but he does deal with the main army and kills an expansion himself. GG. Here he will take game number 1. Whew, oh my god. Not gonna lie, I was a little bit concerned here by the like quote unquote base trade with herO losing a middle line and losing an expansion, but he was able to keep up with his opponents, if not exceed him, bearing in mind that here he was still on 4 Nexus, and with his reinforcements he was saving that final Nexus towards the south side as well. So GuMiho was going to be falling behind economically, falling behind in bases, in army, and everything. GG, well played. herO takes the lead, but as a reminder, this is still a best of 5. Still a best of 5, still plenty more games ahead of us, still plenty more games to come. So we are jumping into game number 2. Game 2 is going to be on Frostline. Let's go. Let us go. Getting into the next game. Protoss? Kappa, papi Kappa. True. How dare GuMiho lose to the best Protoss in the world? How dare he? As spawning in the right hand corner of Frostline, we have our South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, leading the series 1-0. But as a reminder, best of 5. We do have a best of 5, so we'll have a back and forth available to us. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran. We're gonna fight back. We're gonna make a series out of this. It is GuMiho. Here we go. Exclamation mark merch in the chat. True, true. One day, papi, one day. Let's go. As we have GuMiho opening up double gas opener here. Interacts into factory. Must grow so fast that every tier on the stream screen display is out of date. Exactly. Unironically, once we do reach a certain tier and certain goal, we can start like thinking about merch. 100%. And start thinking about it. I know that herO is diligently catching up when it comes to creating overlays and when it comes to catching up on those on-screen graphics. We'll get there. We will get there. As for now, we do have, again, with double gas opener into the faster factory, back at home. And here, likewise, getting ready for his tech of choice. Now, we're loading into a much larger map, so going into something like a Stargate is a little bit more viable here. We'll see what tech we go for. Twilight Council, Stargate, or Robo. Reaper moves in. I love playing t-shirt or maybe some nice jacket with it. I mean, we have a jersey. Like, we have our own, like, jersey designs. It's just making them en masse does require a big investment early on, and especially if they don't sell, then like it's just a waste of money, sort of thing. So that's why it's not as easy. to like make a bunch of product and hope to sell it to recoup said investment. So maybe one day, Time to order Degen figurine. True. So we go so far, Depths, they do commits, and they pick off one of the Reapers, but for the most part, GuMiho, he does hold, does shut it down. That's why our solution would be, if we ever do sell merch, would probably be just to limit it, to be like, you know, we like open an online store for like a month, and then we just sell whatever we can in that month. We have spoken about it before. So now it is going to be, I mean, we did mention the Stargate opener earlier. Stargate opener out of here into Oracle. Alas, he won't get too much done here. Marines are in position at the natural, but does make his way into the main. So far we get 4 SCV kills. 4 SCVs in said main base. Oracle does pull out, does get away. Not a bad start for herO. Getting 4 SCVs. Likewise, building up his Phoenixes and maintaining map control. You may be thinking, Stargate opener, I mean, it's very out of meta, kind of. Again, Stargate openers are more viable on maps like Frostline, like Amygdala as well. These larger maps do give you more leeway, more freedom here, as it takes longer to counterattack across the map. GuMiho gonna be pushing. Now, bearing in mind that GuMiho, he has no stim. Like, these are vanilla Marines. This is a very early and very unorthodox timing from GuMiho. Has potential with the tank, but he has to be very careful as he does get spotted. Does get scouted. And GuMiho still reinforcing. Building up this position. herO back at home. Again, he spots this. He does make a safety immortal, building up his Phoenixes. And GuMiho, he doesn't move out. I mean, he knows he got spotted, so he pulls away. Does pull away. He's trying to catch out that Oracle. Can he get him? Does spot it. Oracle gets away. Oh, here comes the Cyclone, though. The flanking Cyclone. The lock-on. He gets it. Up. Does it get broken? He does. No scan. No scan, no vision. Lock-on gets broken. Oracle does get out. But GuMiho, he does reinforce. And now he's got what? Now he's got 3 Cyclones. He has a tank. He's got 2 Vikings. A decent amount of bio. We'll see if he can try to break the 3rd. Again, that is a hefty army, but still just sharking around. 3rd CC on the way. 3rd CC into Interference Matrix. Interesting. This is an upgrade that we don't often see anymore. This, I mean, Raven openers and Interference Matrixes were very meta and very relevant a couple of years ago, but after the nerf and after an upgrade is now required, it's not really seen too often in this matchup. In a way, it has its place against a robo-heavy composition, but against Phoenixes like this, I'm less certain. It's going to be more difficult to really keep and maintain that Raven to actually have any utility out of said Raven as well. So, interesting decision here from GuMiho. Likewise, getting into bio. He does pull back home. He doesn't commit with his army. He was just trying to shark around. Didn't quite get anything. Here, moving in. Speaking of the Raven, yep, Raven goes down instantly. I mean, we spoke about it. Against a Phoenix-based opener, the Ravens, it's difficult to maintain. So the first Raven goes down. The second Raven's on the way. So far, the Ravens have not paid for themselves. And we'll see if GuMiho can babysit that Raven and keep it alive. herO pulls away. Does pull away. Like we're still just containing his opponent. Still no major splash damage for herO, but instead he has mass charge lot. He's got a couple of immortals. Storm has not been researched. Not yet. Setting up for another expansion. Spiegel takes on 3, 4, 5 SCVs, 6 SCVs even. GuMiho trying to get his own third base up running. Storm is now on the way, so we have our splash damage of choice. Not Colossus, going for Storm. That makes this Raven even less impactful. Speaking of herO, he wants that Raven. Gets another SCV. herO, he moves in, spots the Raven, goes to the dive, will snipe it. Oh, and yeah, with that, the Interference Matrix upgrade just wasn't quite worth it. All the Ravens have gone down. GuMiho now just building up his bio army instead. And I'm worried about the Storm timing. There is a tank line, but it's a little bit further back. And herO, he can break this position. The Storms, they lead the charge. Massive Storm problem. Oh my god, the Storms! GG gets caught, he kills everything. And herO will take a 2-0 lead in the series. Whew. GG. He caught every single Marine. Ay, ay, ay. And because GuMiho, he pushed out and then pulled back in, he lost everything in that Storm. Ay, ay, ay. Not like this. GG, well played. With that, herO, he is one game away from claiming the series and from advancing on in first place. Here we go. So we are setting up and getting ready. So I'm good. You know, I mean, GuMiho just had a really rough early to mid game. If you recall, he was bleeding out a lot of SCVs. He invested into 2 Ravens and into Interference Matrix, which led into nothing, so he lost that as well. He was trying to be active on the map. He didn't quite achieve too much. He was bleeding out SCVs to the Phoenixes. Like, just a really, really rocky game there from GuMiho. And herO was just all over him. Was all over him. Was almost in full control of that game. And that leads us here into game number 3. And I'm hoping for a back and forth. I'm hoping that GuMiho can bring it back here. But the pressure is on. Pressure is on. As we load into Sandworm. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Sandworm, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, leading the series 2-0. It is herO. One game away from advancing on in first place, and spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, having a rough time here in this best of 5. We'll see if we can bring it back and make a series out of this. It is GuMiho. We go, and we're going for the proxy. Let's go. We have one SCV, a second SCV as well, moving out across the map, getting ready for our proxy Raxes. Let's go. Now, this should be proxy 2-Rax Reaper. Gases are being taken, unlike the proxy that we saw against Solar, which was a 3-Rax gasless bunker rush. Here, it should be Reapers instead. Now, there can still be a bunker thrown down in the mineral line to deny mining time. We can commit a little bit harder with this. Also, I say proxy Reaper. Technically, this could also be proxy Marauder, which is also quite a trendy proxy here in this matchup. Clem has done it time and time again. GuMiho, I'm sure, is willing to embrace it as well. Like, when I think of proxy Marauder, I think of Clem and Cure, the Team Liquid Terrans. They do it quite often. And we'll see if we throw down those Tech Labs or if we go for the Reaper production. So we have the one gas back at home. Okay, Reapers. Reapers are on the way. SCV moves in. We mentioned earlier that, again, with this SCV, you can throw down a bunker in the mineral line or go for even an eBay block. There we go. Bunker. I mean, why not both? True, true. Bunker on location. Now the probe scout does confirm that the Rax is missing, so here he's aware that something is wrong. Going for a 2-gate opener does make the initial zealots. Here he doesn't scout, but here he does take it seriously. So nice response so far. His zealot is in position. And the zealot is not designed to kill the Reaper, the zealot is designed to try to chase it, to try to deter it, and to protect those probes as one probe. Oh my god! Jesus, almost gets us around. That was insane. Calm down, hero, calm down. As the Reaper is going to be locked in, hunted down, nice pickoff. One Reaper for one probe, that was a better trade for hero. So now he does poke in. Does poke in. We can see GuMiho is transitioning back at home, going for the factory. Up. Stalker taking a lot of damage. And no salvage here. As a reminder, you cannot salvage, not quite like that, not anymore. And GuMiho is pulling away. He's going Marine? Wait. Okay, so it's Reaper into Master Marine. I apologize, I did miss that. I just assumed he was just committing here into Reapers, but no, he switched into Marine instead. He is banking them up. At the same time, there's nothing to defend back at home. Hero is pushing out. And we're ending up in a really weird situation here. We might end up in a weird base trade. Here he does lead the charge. GuMiho is supply blocked. Oh no. Oh no. It's supply block Marines. They catch out one of the Stalkers. Nice catch from GuMiho. Stalker goes down. Hero, he does have a recall, if need be. He can try to recall. Tech Lab is going to be targeted, but last Tech Lab will survive. Boys are being pulled. Sentry is out. He has a force field. These Marines, yeah, they're going to be cleaned up. They're going to be shut down. Very nice force field. Still those 7 probe kills. GuMiho does take a worker lead. Meanwhile, the depot's on fire. Depot barely survived. The repairs are insane. Oh no, but that's still going to be 7 SCV kills. The Cyclone has arrived. Goes for the Stalker. Here he breaks a lock-on. Does break the lock-on. Gets 10 SCVs. Once again, local this time is not broken. Massive pickup. Stalker. Oh, the force field. He locks down the Cyclone. Cyclone goes down. And alas, only the boys, only SCVs here to defend. Nice kiting out of Hero. We have a second Cyclone on the way. Back across the map. Hero he defends. He has a natural. Hero has a massive lead. And GuMiho is running out of steam. He's running out of steam here. Running out of units. Ay, ay, ay. As again, it was a crazy build overall. Like, it was not what I was expecting. But Chi-Chi gets called. Going Proxy Reaper into Master Marine. And in the end, Hero, he will claim it. He will take the series 3-0. GG. Would it be viable to go for Proxy Marauders, but build a second refinery for the Protoss assumes it's Reapers? I mean, I wasn't even assuming what GuMiho did here. It wasn't any of it, actually. Oh my god. But alas, GG. GG, well played in the end. Here he does take it. GuMiho trying to be cheeky here in the ace or in game 3. Unfortunately, we saw that Hero, because he saw the missing racks, he took it seriously anyway. He played it safe, did make that initial zealot. He was setting up on the high ground, and things got very chaotic when it came to the pseudo base trade by moving out across the map. But regardless, GG. GG, well played. Hero, he defended well. He was able to get this around. And alas, GuMiho, he'll be knocked down to the lower bracket. Will be knocked down. And now we're getting ready for our next match. Up next is going to be the elimination match. As we did mention, though, Hero, he's the first player to advance on. And GuMiho, he's still in the tournament. He's still in the group stage. He still has a chance. As up next, we have the elimination match between Solar and Lemon. Vetoes are underway. Bam. And Solar and Lemon are about to face off. So Solar versus Lemon in a best of 5. As a reminder, GuMiho is waiting for the winner of this series. He's waiting for the winner of Solar and Lemon. Here we go. For now, though, we're going to be going on a short break, very short break here, and when we come back, videos will be done, and we will have our next series. We'll have Solar and Lemon facing off. See you guys in a couple of moments. See you soon. See you soon. See you soon. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Whew, hope you enjoyed that lovely brutal OSC as we've returned. We've returned here with the elimination match. We have our first player advancing on out of the group in first place in herO. herO is out in first place, but we'll find out who comes out in second after this series. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Starchild, we have our Taiwanese Protoss player, the red Protoss. It is Lemon. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the blue Zerg representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. Here we go. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our best of 5. Now, for some greater context, of course, GuMiho is in the next round. GuMiho is waiting for the winner of this series. Whether it's going to be Solar or Lemon, yet to be determined. Now, Solar coming into this is going to be the favorite player, that is true, but we have seen Lemon take it to players like Solar in the past. Lemon is no slouch. There's a reason why Lemon is here, and I'm hoping for a back and forth. We just had a 3-0. I'm hoping for a game 4, maybe even a game 5. Regardless of how this goes, I would like to see more of a back and forth. Let's go. I'm ready for it. Ready. We casted Lemon, was it during the What Is It Monday? It wasn't too long ago, actually. Hold on. I remember casting Lemon against, I want to say, a Zerg player, and he maybe even took the series? God. We cast so much StarCraft, it all blends together, but it was this week. Let's have a look here. Yeah, it was KSL, that's it. Lemon, he went to the ace match against Rogue, and he almost 2-0'd him. Yeah, I remember. So, Lemon, he went toe-to-toe against Rogue this weekend during the KSL. I remember a lot of, like, there were some people tuning in, they were like, who's Lemon? What's going on? And we're like, Pappy, do you know watch StarCraft? What's happening? Aye. Lemon, infamously, 1v2ing in Euthermal's 2v2 tournaments. Kappa. It's the story behind that. We can get into it at a later time. Basically, because we admin Uthermal's 2v2 tournaments, and we do help give information for the Wikipedia page as well. And Lemon has been very consistent playing in Uthermal's 2v2 events, but he has a teammate. And I was asking him, I was like, "Yo, where's your teammate from?" Just so I can like add their flags and stuff to the Wikipedia. He's like, "Oh no, my teammate's a noob. Don't worry." I'm like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? I was like, yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry. Just a noob. It's like, okay. Smurge, papi, Smurge. His teammate is deer, not the Korean deer. I'm assuming Taiwanese deer, but yeah. God damn it. God damn it, Lemon. It's like I'm just practicing 1v2 Kappa. And so now we do see Solar dipping in. Likewise, Lemon gets across the map. He doesn't get too much done though. He does shade away. Thankfully, he does preserve those adepts, but does not get into the mineral line. No major economic damage. As we settle into our standard openers, a Stargate opener here out of Lemon, opening up with the Oracles. Oracles are on the way. Likewise, Lemon should soon be expanding, taking a third base. Solo comes in for his Ling attempted scouts, but is denied. Lemon in position. The noob, the noob country. God damn it. God damn it, Lemon. As the Oracle dips in, two drones go down. Gets two workers, pulls away, third base now being taken, and now we can settle into Starchild itself. Now, for those that may be tuning in for the first time, Starchild is one of the larger maps in this tournament map pool. Starchild is not a TLMC map, or I should say it's an older TLMC map, not in the current TLMC or in the current ladder map pool, but is a map that we have since added, especially to spice things up. A lot of tournaments, ourselves included, a lot of tournament organizers, not too fond, not too happy with the ladder map pool, so Talisman and Starchild and many others are maps that were added to, again, spice things up and to try to rectify some of the issues of said ladder map pool. Slings that do come in for a surround, they catch out the Stalker, very nice catch, very nice snipe. Oracle's out of position, Stalker is going to go down, massive pickup, and Solo does pull away. Now, when it comes to the features of this map, it is a large macro map, that is true. You can set up here on 2, 3, 4 bases, but there are rocks that can be knocked down to open up attack paths. On top of that, there are multiple attack paths into these bases. Attack paths here into the 4th base, into the 3rd, in between the 3rd and the natural, and here on the right hand side as well. So it is a little more open compared to Abyssal Reef, Neo Violet Square, and King's Cove. The 3 maps that I just mentioned are notorious for being not just large macro maps, but also hyper defensive and turtley. So this is designed to get away from that more turtle style. It is more difficult to turtle on Starchild than on those other maps, which is why, again, did decide to move it in. Meanwhile, Solo once again coming in for a run by. We do see that Lemon, so far he's secure, but no warp ins here back at home. Oh, there we go. Does warp in. Stalker gets surrounded, and one Stalker does get caught. Once again, nice big off here out of Solar. Does get one. Does get one. Likewise, Solar building up behind this. Hydrogen on the way. Solar going into Ling Hydra. Rushing into +1 range. Tells us that Solar, we'll see if he does run up that 4th base. The 4th base is getting up and running. We have a couple of drones on the way. Not too many. Lemon setting up with the stasis traps, trying to force a cancel here at the 4th base. That's a lot of links though. Oh, nice stasis on the queens. Oh my god, the stasis does pop off. Solo in a bit of trouble here. Trying to force out those links. Lemon, he's gaining ground, he's pushing through, getting top of the expansion, trading well against these lings. Hydra production has begun. It looks like Solo he will save the expansion. The stasis is about to run out. And Lemon has to pull away. Does pull away. From here, he backs off. Likewise, double forge. Getting into charge, getting into his own interesting storm follow-up, not Colossus. Getting charged, Storm, Archons. Staying very gateway heavy. But he has lost a little momentum. He was denied the kill here at the 4th base. Solar, he gains map control, embracing Masterling Hydra. Solar is droning up, by the way. He's saturating his 4th and taking up into Hive and into Lurker Tech. So Solar is just building up here into that greater army, into Hydra, Lurker, Viper. And unfortunately, Lemon, he just wasn't quite able to achieve too much here. Likewise, I will say that this transition into Storm is a little bit delayed. And without Storm, I don't see Lemon holding here. I mean, the stasis traps have potential, true. So there's stasis traps, Lings, they do trigger the first stasis. There's still one left. Solar does take it to the face. Stasis pops off, Storm is done. Let's go. Storm is complete. Now, if you recall the previous series, the game that Lemon did take down Rogue was Lemon going into a more... He opened up Archon drop. That's it. Yeah, it's going back to me. Did open Archon drop into Mass Archon Storm Immortal. And he just completely rolled over Rogue. But here we just have a much more standard setup out of Lemon. Just Mass Gateway into Storm. Does move out. Lurker production has begun. And that's 10 Lurkers on the way, and to be honest, Lemon does not have the best answer right now. He's not ready for this. He's not ready for the Lunkers. Solar's in position. Lemon looking for another way in. Likewise, going for his own Stargate. So second Stargate, Fleet Beacon, trying to transition to Skytoss. Skytoss would be the ideal, but it does feel like Lemon is one step behind when it comes to his tech. As Solar's maxed. He's maxed out on Ling Hydra Lurker. He will soon move out, and the Skytoss is not ready for the Lurker tech. For the push. Storm pops up. You know, Lurkers are moving on the left-hand side. They shut down the initial Zealot run by. Lemon is trying to respond. Tempest production has begun. Getting into those Tempests. Oh. Storm's a zone, but that's High Templar going down. Massive pickoffs. Okay, Solar moving in towards the left-hand side. No High Templar available, just a Gateway army. Nice revelation. Solar moving in, does take a massive storm to the face. I'll take the storm. There's still one storm left. 3 High Templar. Solar pushing in from both ends. Getting to the 3rd, getting to 4th. Does focus on the High Templar, no more storms. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, Tempest, they have arrived, and it looks like Lemon, he will hold. Whew, he shuts down all the Lurkers, cleans up the army on the left. What about on the right? Likewise, Solar, he's running out of units here. Doesn't have that many left over. Hydra's overextend. And Lemon holds. Whew, Lemon, he does hold on, takes down almost every single Lurker. Now he can just focus on this main army. How many Lurkers have gone down? 12! 12 Lurkers do fall. And Solar, he fails to break Lemon. And now the Skytoss is building up. Uh-oh. Solar in a bit of trouble here. Rebuilding those Lurkers. Meanwhile, so far, just 2 Tempests on the Mothership, soon to be 4 Tempest. Tempest count getting higher and higher. Now, thankfully, Solar, he does have a Spire. The Spire was thrown down, but he has no upgrades. So it's going to be 0-0 upgrades here for the Corruptors. Solar lacking upgrades. Meanwhile, Lemon does punish. Takes down 1, takes down 2, 3, almost 4. Just diving on the Lunkers. No detection for Solar. Very strong engage here from Lemon. Okay, Overseer has arrived. Storms, they pop up. Once again, oh my god, we just take the Storms to the face. And Lemon, he's maxed. You can see the momentum swing in favor of Lemon here. He's just been taking better fights. Just stronger fights from Lemon. I had assumed that Solar would break one of these bases, but he failed to. He did not break the third or the fourth. Solar in a rough position, just now starting a +1 air attack. Well, Lemon, he does react here to the move out. Not in position. I'm just trying to catch out this Tempest. Oh! They don't quite chase him down. And Shield Wave is in position. And the Corruptors, they do not get a Tempest. At the same time, Lurkers are getting into the mineral line. They're almost there. Pushing forward, they take down the Gateway Army. They have to pull away. Oh my god. that's a lot of side defense. Bring down more cannons, more shield batteries. Likewise, Lemon, he does break out. One Tempest falls. Lemon moving in. Lurkers get spotted. Once again, 2 more Lurkers go down. You can see the delicate dance here between the Tempest and the Corruptors. Like, that's the purpose of this ground army. The Archons and Storm are here to protect that Tempest. So far, Lemon controlling his army well. Oh. Say that one Tempest goes down. We have another Stargate on the way. Pulls away, he rotates. Meanwhile, that's going to be a kill. Yeah, a kill, not a cancel. Massive pickup. Nexus goes down. Now, Lost 11 can't quite afford. He needs that base. Groundlings, they rotate once again. Hoping for another cancel or another kill. Oh! Drop just get forward. Likewise, very nice concave here from Solar. It's a lot of lunkers. It was a lot of lunkers. Things they go for another run by. Tempest that was exposed. Yeah, Lemon getting caught out. That's another kill, not a cancel. Lemon. His attention getting split here. That's a second kill on that Nexus. Solar does catch a reinforcing Tempest. So another Tempest goes down to 3. And Solar can just go for the dive, takes down another Tempest. 3 Tempests remaining. Mothership getting caught as well. Yeah, massive catch. Mothership goes down, but what about the Lurkers? What about the ground army? Yeah, Storm pops off, every Lurker is gonna fall. Massive loss here for Solar. But at the same time, he does get a mineral line. 13 probes go down. And there's still no expansion. So very scrappy game state. Solar, he lost all of his Lurkers. At the same time, most of the Skytoss also went down. They have 11 Lurkers on the way. And Lemon, he knows he needs to counterattack, but at the same time, he knows he needs to save the space. Like, he needs another expansion. Where's the Nexus? Gets ready for a Zealot run by. Lurkers are getting in position. Zealots, they do get a Lurker. They do head into the mineral lines. At the same time, Hydra's moving in. Ooh, drone's going to be going down. A lot of workers, actually. 21. And the Spire as well. The Spire is exposed. Solar, he does race back. Yeah, Spire is going to be sniped. Denying +2. Still denied. Let's say pull away. Nice trades here from Lemon. Still trading well. Solar trying to dive in. There's a cloak. Slows down on the main army. Tempest are being targeted. Mass Storm just blanketing the Lurkers. And the Hydras go down. Solar, he's bleeding out far too much here. And Lemon, he may have just done it. Lemon has just been so much more efficient. Despite not having the expansion, he's been just trading more efficiently. As a result, he has a larger bank. Oh. Yeah, it does cut back. GG gets caught. A Solar, he runs out of steam, nothing remaining, and Lemon takes game number 1. Whew, GG. Lemon does take a lead. Again, a very intense game here. Solo was hyper aggressive, and there were some timings available to him, but he barely didn't break the bases. I was most impressed by Lemon's split game defense, with Lemon defending his 3rd and his 4th base at the same time. We did see him slip up in a couple of moments in that defense, but for the most part, he did maintain himself, and he survived until Sky Toss. Despite that, Solo was still hyper aggressive, and Solo was successfully sniping bases, that is true, but I was emphasizing towards the end there that when it came to the main fights, Lemon was surpassing Solar. Like, Lemon, he was just trading better, taking better fights, was losing bases, that is true, but overall was more efficient than his opponent. And that final Zealot run by did seal the deal, was able to snipe the Spire, deny +2, and cripple the economy of Solar. Solar, he had no money, he was broke. He was broke towards the end. Could not sustain himself, and with that, we're getting into game number 2. And again, Lemon, if you can take down Rogue, Solar, it's also achievable to bring him down as well. And we'll see if we can go all the way as spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Frostline. We have the red Protoss player from Land of Taiwan, leading the series 1-0. It is Lemon. And spawning into the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Zerg player, the blue Zerg player himself representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. Here we go. I learned when living where? Querétaro, that lemon and limes are reversed between North America and CA. Quite perplexing. How so? They're reversed? Limes are smaller. Limes are smaller, they're more concentrated, and they're green. Lemons are larger, they're less intense. They're yellow. But I do know that in some places in Southeast Asia it's a little bit different. But I don't know how it is in NA. Oh, you mean in Central America? Is that what you mean by CA? In Central America, that's how we, or in Latin America, that's how we reference it. Pretty sure. Okay. Now it does dip in. As long as oranges are still orange. Ah, no. Ah, no. There are, I'm pretty, like, yellow oranges exist, right? Am I crazy? Yellow orange. Blasphemous, I know. Yeah. Yellow oranges, they exist. Which makes no sense. But that is a thing. Are they red oranges? Yeah, true blood oranges, they're like, they're a darker shade for sure. Oh no. Blasphemous. Here we go. To initially move out. So nothing too crazy so far. Standard openers, right? Stargate opener out of Lemon, nothing too crazy. I don't expect Lemon to mix things up too much. I do think that his strengths lie in the mid to late game if he can get there. But that's going to be a big if. As a reminder, of course, we're loading into Frostline. Frostline is a much larger map, a very open map, even more so than Starchild. We just cast on Starchild. We spoke about how there are a lot more attack paths on that map, and we saw that for the most part, there was a lot of aggression happening on Starchild. Like Solar, he was just constantly trying to move in and trying to engage. Here on Frostline, it is much more difficult to defend on 4 bases. The reasoning for this is because, on the one hand, similar to Star Child, we have a lot of entry points. We have a lot of entry points here in between the bases, into the 3rd base and into the 4th base as well. But the difference here is that the ramps are much wider here. They're much wider, so it's a lot easier to move in. It's a lot more difficult to force field or to storm these locations, a lot more difficult to defend, as the choke points aren't really choke points. They're a lot wider, a little more accessible. Oh, as the Oracle does go down. Oracle is sniped. That is a Twilight Council before expansion. Oh boy, Lemon, he is spicing it up here. Oh my god. He's going for the Twilight Council, Gateway Explosion. This screams a Glaive Adepts. So Stargate Opener into Glaives into a delayed expansion. Now, this is not an all-in. He is still expanding, but it is a delayed expansion out of Lemon. Now, the goal here and how this deals damage is that he is hoping that Solar doesn't realize that the space is late. He's hoping that Solar doesn't realize something is wrong and something is amiss, and he's hoping that Solar skips the Roach Warren. He's hoping that Solar, he will skip the Roach Warren, and if that is the case, then these Adepts can wreak havoc. There we go, Glaives are on the way. And Solar, he goes for the safety Roach Warren. There we go, 440 Roach Warren timing. Thankfully, last game Solar did go Ling into Hydra, but this time plays it safe. He will have the tools to defend. Will have the tools to defend here. The alternate way to deal with this is to go for a Baneley Nest and go into Ling Bane, which is a little bit greedier. Now, the Roach Warren is a good start, but the reality is we could see a Roach Warren. And if Solar drones, if he makes Lings, if he doesn't make any Roaches, then these Adepts still have potential. As the Adepts are soon to be building up. Second Oracle moves out. Gases are being taken. Oh. And we're waiting for those Warp-ins. There we go. You can see here Lemon just banking up those Adepts. Shading across the map, and Solar, he spots him. Yeah, does spot the Adepts just barely. Yeah, Solar, he knows. And immediately, Roach production. Roaches are now on the way. Now, Solar, he only starts Roaches when he sees the Adepts, so this is a late reaction out of Solar, but a reaction nonetheless. And it might still be in time. As you can see, the 9 Roaches, they're just now popping out, just in time for the Adepts. SimCity is lacking here, so Adepts, they can shade freely between the bases. Speaking of, they do shade in between. Headed for the natural. Queens are keeping up. Roaches are arriving again just in time. And Solar, he's all over this. He's all over this. Now, my big concern is that this is about to trigger a counterattack. What do we see? Roach speed. Roach speed is on the way, and Solar, he is not droning, he's making more Roaches. Solar, after the defense, he will counterattack. Adepts, they try to shade in. Roaches are in position. Lemon commits into the mineral line. Some drones are going down, but he will lose everything. And back at home, what is he going to have to defend? What does he have left? Yeah, Solar is going for the kill. Solar, he will lose 7, almost 8 drones. There we go, 8 drones go down. That is a lot of damage, but again, Lemon, he threw away his entire army, and Solar is committing. What are we going for? A German taxi. It's basically an all-in here from Solar, as he does not drone, he does not saturate. Getting into Overlord speed, and he'll commit. And again, this just makes plenty of sense because Solar knows that Lemon is vulnerable right now. He knows that Lemon, he's not in a great position. He knows that Lemon, he lost all of his Adepts. And he didn't deal critical damage. Here comes Solar. It's all or nothing. Blink is done. And Lemon, he's aware of what's coming, but can he stop it? That I'm not so sure about. Mass Blink Stalker. Trading well. Lings, oh no, the wall is not a wall. Lings, they flood into the main. And the Roach Ravager does keep the Stalkers busy. Does keep them pinned. Lings, they pull away. No major damage yet. Queens, they drop in. So far, good defense in the main base. Station traps, they pop up. They shut down some of the Roaches. They shut down the Lings. Lemon, can he pull this off? Another Stasis. Stage Trap does connect. Fires on the shield battery. Ravagers are somewhat exposed. It will start going down. But there's just not that many Stalkers. Yeah, just not many Stalkers remaining here. Solar forcing his way into the mineral line, forcing back the army. Piles are connecting. And Lemon's being overrun. He's being overwhelmed. The boys are being pulled. Every probe goes down. And Solar, he will break Lemon. He will make some lemonade. GG gets called, and Solar, he fights back. He puts a point on the board. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Solar, he does bring it back here. Again, it was a cheeky build out of Lemon, but going for Glaive Adepts in such a way is heavily reliant on your opponent being greedy, right? Like, you're hoping that Solar cuts corners, you're hoping that Solar does skip roaches and skips roach production and misses the scout. It is a risky build, and in the end, didn't pay off. Did not pay off. Solar defends, and now we have a back and forth. Now we have a series. Let's go. We have a series. As we're getting into our next game, we're going to be loading into Whispers of Gold. It's game number 3. I'm told that lemons in Taiwan are green for science. Oh no. Oh no. Not like this. Huh. Taiwan is known for its unique green lemons, often Eureka lemons. Interesting. But they're still like classified as lemons, I suppose. Like they're not limes. Or are they? Oh no. As spawning in the bottom or in the top left hand corner of Whispers of Gold, have they changed colors? They have. God damn it. Hold on. Why is Lemon not yellow? True. Why is he blue? Makes no sense. As spawning in the top left hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have our blue Protoss player, our Taiwanese Protoss, representing himself. Currently teamless, it is Lemon. Being forced into a series, we'll see if he can bounce back. We'll see if he can take momentum away from his opponents. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. Tying up the series 1-1, does fight back, and we welcome you to Whispers of Gold. Whispers of Gold, of course, being one of the smaller maps of the map pool. Much smaller map, is known for being a rush map, and aggression is favorite here. Now, last game we saw Solo go for like a 2.5 base all in, but that was a reaction to the Adepts. Here, I don't see him reacting. I don't see him reacting. I see him kind of dictating the pace and just committing to an all in anyway. Solar, he's known for being hyper aggressive on these smaller maps, so we'll keep an eye on his drone count. We'll see if he goes for a 2-base all in, 3-base all in. We'll see what kind of aggression he goes for, whether it's Roach Ravager, whether it's a Ling Hydra, whether it's Mass Hydra instead. There are a lot of avenues here for Solar, and again, I'm expecting aggression, but we'll see. We'll keep an eye on those workers. We'll keep an eye on the tech of choice from Solar as well. Meanwhile, Solar, he does dip in. And once again, it looks like we're setting up for a Stargate opener. The reason why I say this is because the pylon is thrown down next to the edge of the main, closer to Solar. So we're imagining Stargate play, but we'll see. There we go, Stargate is on the way. Usually if we open up Twilight Council, the pylon is hidden. It's usually hidden behind the mineral line to try to, delay scouting and avoid scouting. If it's closer to the edge, technically this is more efficient because the Oracle has less time that it takes to get across the map. So closer to your opponent. It's more aggressive. So players are building up. Third base not being taken from Solar. Going for his third, droning up. And for now, the initial dance here is going to be between Solar and the first wave of Adepts. As we do see Lemon, he does fake a move out. It's one of those things where Lemon, he knows where the Overlord is, so he shades across, then he cancels the shade, and for all Solar knows, the Adept moved out. So he doesn't know where the Adept is. Does spot it though. Does confirm. Overlord moves in. You see Lemon getting in position to expand this time. This time not going for tech first. Says that third. At the same time, Oracle dives into the middle line, gets one drone, but takes a lot of hull damage. Oh my god. Takes a lot of hits, takes a lot of damage. Link Scout is denied, but the Overlord does slip by and can also go into the main. Meanwhile, Twilight Council gets thrown down. This is a bit of an earlier Twilight Council. This is thrown down at around, like, what, the 30% production here on that Nexus. And this could be one of two things. This could be delayed glaives. This would be glaives without the Robo, without Warp Prism. Or this could be even fast blink into a 3-base all-in, into an 8-gate. If we were casting herO, I would say blink. Anyone else, I would assume glaives. So for now, we'll see what we go for. Glaives or blink. What's it going to be? Overlord is zoned away. Remember, there is no forge. There's no upgrades. Link Scout is deflected. And Lemon, we have the money for it. What's it going to be? There we go. Is Blink. Okay, Blink is being researched. So big prioritization, fast Blink on the way here from Lemon. Again, there is no forge, there's no upgrades, there's no longevity to this. This does look like Lemon is setting up for an 8-gate. Now we're halfway there. We have 4 gates so far. And we'll see if he throws down another 2 and then another 2 gateways. Technically, this can turn into a 10-gate all-in, but 8 gates are a little bit more common. But 3 bases can actually sustain up to 10. I believe you have to take an extra gas geyser for that. As things they poke in. Stalkers are moving out. See Lemon taking his gas at his natural, which is standard. Lings, they come in for the surround. Oracles, they hit a support. So far, they do pick up quite a lot of Lings. Stalkers, oh, Miss Rally! Rough Miss Rally here. They're forced to recall, and 1 Stalker goes down. 2 Stalkers go down. Ay, ay, ay. And every Stalker counts here. Is taking all of his gases. So never mind, he is not going for an all-in. But this is late. Late forges, late upgrades, late reaction here by Lemon. This might actually be a reaction because he just lost all those Stalkers. That he's like, oh, he doesn't have enough to keep going. So he's setting up for a longer game. You have double forge into a Temple Archives, but these are late. This is late tech here from Lemon. And he needs a 4th. He needs a 4th expansion. He needs to find some damage. Moves that across the map. Gets some Overlord. Meanwhile, Solar, he's building up his Ling Hydra. Speaking of Lings, they do hit the natural. Solar, he has no Eva Chamber. No Eva Chamber here. So similarly to what we were talking about when it came to Lemon, because of the lack of Eva Chambers, he was very committed early on. Likewise, Solar, we did speak at the start of the game that we assumed he would be going for an all-in. He is. Solar's not droning. Solar, he's not droning. He's cutting workers at 63. That is under 3-base saturation. 0 Eva Chambers means no upgrades. It means it's all or nothing. Pure Ling Hydra. A heavy investment into actually mass Hydra. So very Hydra reliant. Storm is halfway done. Now with Storm, Lemon might pull off this defense, but it's going to be a terrifying army. So it's all or nothing for Solar. Is coming to his own all-in. Oracles, they confirm that he does confirm no saturation. We need cannons and shield batteries. But is this too late? There we go. More cannons, more shield batteries on the way. This is again a late reaction here by Lemon. Or a late scout. Lings, they push forward. Storm is done. Storm is done. Lings, they collapse in. Hydras, they come in from behind. We get 1 decent Storm so far. We go 2nd Storm on the right-hand side, but barely any connections here. There's maybe 1 Storm remaining. And that was the final Storm, and Solar, he breaks the position. The all-in snowballs out of control, and Solar, he breaks the 3rd. GG gets called, and Solar will take a 2-1 lead in the series. Whew, GG. Again, Solar, the 4th base was just for Larva. He cut workers at 63. That is, again, under 3-base saturation. And just a Ling Hydra all-in. We saw, likewise, the attempted defense there in a very difficult defense from Lemon. A big reason for this is because he himself opened up aggressively and the aggression failed, so he just didn't really scale well into a longer game. In a standard game, by that point, he would have already had more splash damage, would have had better upgrades. On top of that, it was a late scout at the 4th base, so late side defense there from Lemon. GG. GG, well played with that. That leads us into our next game, and we'll see if we can go the distance here. The pressure is on. Now, something that we haven't seen from Lemon yet is an Archon drop-based opener. Depending on the map, we might see that here, and I wouldn't be opposed to it. As we are getting ready here for our next game. Here we go. So we're getting into game number 4 here. We're going to be loading into Killer's Mile. Oh, interesting. Okay. So when it comes to the Archon drop opener, I do favor it on larger maps. This is a bit of a smaller map though, so we'll see. We'll see what Lemon has in store for us here. This is one of the newer maps in the TLMC map pool. True. It's one of the newer maps. And here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Killer's Mile, we have the... They changed colors again. Here we go. We have the red Protoss player from Taiwan. Down in the series, we'll see if we can force the ace match. It is Lemon. Not to be confused with Lime. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player, the blue Zerg from South Korea, representing Team Falcons. One game away from making it into that decider match. It is Solar. We go. As I do open up, and again, welcome one and all to Killer's Mile. This is one of the newer maps in the TLMC map pool. It did place quite highly. We have seen a lot of players embrace this map as well, and it has some unique features. First things first, similarly to Abyssal Reef and to King's Cove, we do have a very narrow ramp into the natural. Likewise, you can break these rocks and open it up a little bit. For the most part, very narrow, very defendable location here at the natural, but the third base is incredibly exposed. It's a much more exposed third base. We have a massive ramp on the right. We have a massive entrance here towards the left. On top of that, there's no ramp here either, so you can come in from either the center or the right-hand side. There's a lot of ways to kind of engage here. We've seen many players struggle to defend this third base. We've seen a lot of success with players going for their own 3-base all-ins to kind of break this position. Similarly to what we saw last game. Like, if you recall, last game, Solar, he basically went for a 3-base all-in on 63 workers, and that kind of style, those kind of builds, do excel on Killer's Mile as well. The rush distance by ground is very direct. It is a longer rush distance compared to Whispers of Gold, that is true, but still I would say on the more aggressive side of things. So because of those features, I do expect Solar to once again cut workers and be hyper aggressive and go all in. But we'll see what kind of aggression he goes for, if at all. Right? We'll see if he does adjust. Likewise, Stargate opener out of Lemon. We'll keep an eye on him once again. As a reminder, last game, Lemon, he went for an early Twilight Council. He went for very delayed forges. I want to say that he still didn't even have +1 by the time the game ended. But he was just hyper aggressive, hyper committed. It was after the failed aggression that Lemon did try to switch out of it into the further tech, into forges and into Storm. But again, it was all late. It was all delayed for Lemon because of the initial failed build or failed aggression. So we'll see how Lemon will adjust. For now, Stargate. Stargate opener into Oracle. That's what we expect, just a standard setup. See the plus thread in the shade. Plus thread in the shade, a third base now being taken. So far so good. And first things first, we are looking for the timing of the Twilight Council. Now, this series, have we actually seen Twilight Council into Forge? I think we saw that on Star Child, I want to say. Ooh, Robo. Hello. Now, if you recall, this conversation about this map began with me trying to figure out if we were going to be seeing an Archon drop opener. Robo into Twilight Council, into Temple Archives. Are we going for it? Yep, there's a Twilight Council. into a temple. This is an Archon drop. Okay, let's go. Now, if you recall, at the start of this map, I was like, oh, I don't know if I like the idea of going for an Archon drop, specifically on Killer's Mile, just because of how aggressive you can be on this map. I do like this build on larger maps, just because you have a little bit more breathing room. But on these smaller maps, it can be risky. So basically what's happening here is that once the Twilight Council finishes, we should start up the Temple Archives. This rover should be lined up with the Warp Prism. As Lings, they do hit the third. They do take down the initial depth. Oh, they tried to at least. Oh, they failed to. Whew. Clutch hold there. Clutch defense. Yep, here comes the Prism, and we should be seeing, yep, the Temple Archives. Now, the way this build works is that these are lined up with each other. Basically, by the time the Warp Prism gets across the map, the Temple Archives is done, so then you can warp in High Templar here, ready for the Archon drop, right? Ready for the Archons, ready for aggression. The goal here with the Archon drop is to get Overlord kills, to deny creep, to get into mineral lines, pick off workers, to just get some value, get some damage, and also to keep the Zerg player busy. Solar, he does spot the Robo already, so he has a piece of the puzzle. We should be responding with our own Roach Warren. Yep, Roach Warren is done. Solar, he fully wards this area off. So far, Solar, he's controlling this well. And can he deny the warp in? Yeah, he's under the Prism. He will deny the warp in. He tries to go for it, and there it is. Does force a cancel. Rough start here for Lemon. Did have to cancel. And this is just giving Solo more time. And now Solo confirms. Like, technically, this could have been something crazy, like followed up, like delayed kind of charge, or immortal, or glaives, or something crazy like that. But he's fully aware. He's fully aware. Stokes in. Lings, they get across the map. And the Roach count is building up. For the most part, Solar, he's safe and sound. And this initial Archon drop has not really done much yet. Still has potential, but hasn't really gotten any value. Once again, the goal of this Archon drop is just to keep the Zerg player busy. As Solar, he is going for the Infestation Pit. Are we going into Swarmhost? The Infestation Pit is done. We have options. Do we go for the Hive? Do we go for the Swarmhost? What's it going to be? Now, the reason why Swarmhost work really well... Yep, there we go. Swarmhost are on the way. Now, this is a standard response. You may be thinking, hold up, standard? What do you mean? It's standard specifically against this build. And this build is very niche. That's why you don't often see it. But the reason why Swarmhost work really well here, because of the way this build works, there's no blink. Right? There's no blink, there's no upgrades on the Twilight Council. Likewise, because of that, without any blink stalkers, it's more difficult to keep up with Nidus Worms and to keep up with Swarmhost. That's why Swarmhosts are more viable against Archon drop based openers. Whether it's Swarmhost, the other option is Muta play, like Spire and Muta responses are also relatively common against this. So Lemon, he doesn't really know what's going on, he doesn't know if it's going to be Spire, he doesn't know if it's going to be Corruptor, it's going to be Swarmhost. Swarmhost are moving in, there's that Nidus Worm. And right now, Lemon doesn't really have a mobile army. He has Mass Immortal Storm, and that's what he gets into. Double Robo, double Immortal production into Mass Immortal Storm Archon. It's a very hefty army, it's very robust. In a head-on fight, I do favor the Protoss, but it's not about a head-on fight, it's about the Locust Wave. So while Solar keeps the main army distracted, Locust Wave does hit the natural. It does get into the mineral line. Probe's going to be going down instantly. And this, oh my god, massive storms on the roaches, and this might just force a counterattack. As 8 probes go down, the Nexus goes down as well. Massive pickoffs. And Lemon, is he all in? Yeah, he might just be. He might just be all in at this point. As he has lost his natural, he has to commit. Meanwhile, Soul is just buying time. He's just buying time, dancing with the army, picking off one unit whenever he can. He kites back, takes down the Zealot. Takes down an Adept. Swarmhosts are coming from behind. They're getting ready for the surround. Where's that Locust Wave is coming in? It's a little bit premature. It takes a long time to fly over. But it's coming in. It gets us around, takes down the Archons, takes down the Immortals. And Lemon's just being picked apart. He's being picked apart here. So just again, a really good response here by Solar. Again, he scattered it ahead of time. He shut down the initial warp in. He delayed it. And Lemon did not scout the Swarmhosts. Does come into the warp in. Nidus Worm into the main. Nothing in the Nidus. Solo once again just trading here with his opponents. Picking up more Zealots. Oh! Despite the Nidus, Locust Wave towards the natural. Let's go, going for the Robos. And again, this is still just better here for Solo, just trading with the army. Even though he's bleeding out roaches, he has a better economy, he has a better production. Even going for the Archon, Robo goes down. And unfortunately, Lemon, he just has no sustain here for his army. That's all he has left. He has 50 workers. Stormhost is chilling in the main, Queens as well. And why not? I would say it's risky to use this Locust Wave across the map instead of defensively back at home. But Solo's just confident. He's just confident here. Confident in his defense. Wiles connect. Oh my god. He missed towards the end. Does get one of the Immortals. Up to how many? It's going to be 7 Immortals so far. The boys are being pulled. And Nidus Storm goes down. And he's forced to recall. And these Stormers, they're trapped. Hey, not bad. Not a bad move here, but he has nothing left. 23 probe kills. Stasis goes off. And there's no way out for these Swarm hosts. They are cornered. So this is a nice catch, but at the same time, it's not worth it. It's too late, Papi. It's too late. The Swarm hosts are all going down. But here comes Roach Ravager. And here comes Roach Ravager. GG gets called. Solar snowballs out of control. And Solar, he will take the series 3-1, advancing on to the decider match. GG. Whew, GG, well played again. A solid scout and a good reaction there from Solar to shut down Lemon. Again, Swarm hosts are one of the more common responses here to Archon drop openers. Again, as I mentioned, whether it's Swarm host, whether it's Spire and Muta play as well, or you can just play standard and just go Lane Bane, Roach Ravager, true, also another option. But alas, regardless, he did go for the Swarm host, and they went unscattered. Went completely unscattered. They just snowballed out of control. They shut down the natural, and they forced the all-in out of Lemon. And Lemon, he just couldn't really gain any ground. He couldn't really move out across the map. Solar did a great job of just slowing him down, picking away at the army. GG. GG, well played. Solar, he will claim the win here. But a shout out to Lemon, because Lemon, he did pose a threat. He did take the first game, and even had some strong moments in some of the other matches in this series as well. So GG. GG, well played. Lemon is eliminated, but he did play well, and that leads us into our final series of the night. The final series of the group. Here we go. As we switch our scenes over and catch up, exclamation mark be in the chat to have a look at the Wikipedia page yourself. You can have a look at the group stage. Here we go. So from the top, herO, he was the first to advance on. herO took down Lemon 2-0 and GuMiho 3-0. So herO is already out in first place. Meanwhile, GuMiho did take down Solar previously. He cheesed him the hell out. GuMiho going for a mech in one game, going for proxy in game 2, and then committing it to bio in game 3. So we had 3 different styles out of GuMiho in that best of 3. Solar just took down Lemon, and GuMiho, because he was brought down by herO, he's been patiently waiting for his next opponent. GuMiho, he was waiting here, and it's going to be a rematch. GuMiho versus Solar. They're facing off once again. They are facing off. This time, though, in a best of 5. This time it is going to be a best of 5 here between Solar and GuMiho. It was an intense back and forth previously, and I'm hoping for, once again, a game 4, maybe even a game 5. I'm hoping for it. For now, though, it looks like our players are asking for a break. They're asking for a moment. More than happy to give it to them. Ahí están. Ay. Let's go. But we're going to be going on a short break here. When we come back, we'll have the final series. We'll have that final best of 5. See you soon after the break. Take this time to get some snacks, get some food, get some water, drain your disruptors, massage your marines, and be back in time for the decider match. See you soon. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Whew, hope you enjoyed that short break and that lovely brutal OC as we've returned. We've returned here with our next matchup with our final series of the broadcast, a final best of 5 to determine which of these two players will make it out in second place in the Rex April Madness. As spawning in the top right hand corner of herO, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran. It is GuMiho. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Zerg player, also from South Korea, representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. And if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will win this final series. Which way will this go? Will it go the way of Solar? Will it go the way of GuMiho? Will Solar get his revenge? Will GuMiho pop off as he does open up with a 2-Rax Reaper? Let's go. So a very aggressive build here by GuMiho. This does make sense on herO. Welcome one and all to the smallest map in the tournament map pool. I believe the rush distance by ground is even shorter than that of Whispers of Gold. So very aggressive map here, herO is. And we'll see if Solar can maintain himself. Now, initially, this is 2-Rax Reaper. We could go for a 3rd Rax in the main. We could double down and commit even harder. Otherwise, 2-Rax Reaper is not an all-in. Bear that in mind. This is not an all-in. This is an aggressive start. That is true. The goal here is to delay and deny the 3rd base of Solar and to contain Solar for as long as possible. To disrupt the economy and to slow down the Zerg. From here, you just expand. As we can see, there's no 3rd Rax. You can see the rally of the SCVs, so GuMiho, he will be expanding behind this, going for his own natural. Solar has yet to confirm. We can see Solar, he was actually looking for proxies. Oh my god. Send his first 2 overlords towards the left and right hand side. That means that his first scout is going to be late. It's going to be a delayed scout of the natural. As Solar, he was more concerned about proxies. And I don't blame him. I mean, GuMiho did cheese and did proxy Solar earlier here this broadcast. Solar was a little bit paranoid. Reaper moves out. Solar has yet to confirm what's going on. 1 Reaper is not suspicious, not yet. Does get into the mineral line. Dancing with the army. 2nd Reaper moves out. Now Solar knows. Does hide his drone. Has yet to expand. Link speed is on the way. And these have been some good trades here from GuMiho. But the Queen does arrive. GuMiho has to pull back. Oh my god. Reaper takes a lot of hits. He rotates, and now he does confirm. Oh, actually, no, he doesn't see the hatchery, and he does not see the drone. I mean, there is no hatchery, but the drone does survive. Behind this, 3cc follow-up, so it's going to be a 3cc 2-1-1 out of GuMiho. So dancing with the army. Now, because there's no expansion, GuMiho doesn't need extra Reapers. He gets up to 4. It looks like he's going up to 5. 5 should be the max. And you could argue that GuMiho, even 5 is excessive here, as you can get away with 3, just because there was no expansion. This expansion has been thrown now, but it is a late 3rd base for Solar. GuMiho will spot it, but GuMiho should not be able to force a cancel. He's trying to, he's getting a couple of hits in, but Link speed is about to finish. Yeah, Queens, they move forward, and GuMiho has to get the hell out of here. He has to pull away. Link speed kicks in. Links, they go for the dive. Oh. Who was that? Jesus. Does go for the dive. GuMiho pulls away. Solar did not get this around. I'm just checking on my end. I didn't spike in any way, thankfully. But hopefully everything's okay. As the screen did freeze there for a moment. Now GuMiho does get away though. Does get away, does pull out. Do have Stim on the horizon, and again, 3rd CC. So again, it's going to be 3cc 2-1-1 out of GuMiho. Very economic as we're getting into a longer game state. I'm just taking my VPN as well. Oh, yeah, everything's looking good on our end. Thankfully. Meanwhile, we do see Solar going for a Roach Warren, a hidden Roach Warren behind the mineral line. Interesting. So a couple of things coming into this. One, Solar, his third base is late, right? His third expansion is delayed here in this game. So I'm curious if Solar, and also we're on a small map, right? We're on an aggressive map. So we could see Solar just commit into a Roach all-in. We could see Roach speed, lack of Evo chambers, and just commit here with Roach Ravager Ling. We'll see if Solar drones up any further and if he does invest in upgrades. So right now our attention is on Solar, just because we know that GuMiho is being economic, he's being greedy. GuMiho poking and dancing with the queens. GuMiho does pull away. Solar, he saturates his third. So far so good. Roach production has begun. There's the double Evo chamber. Okay, so we're going for a later move out. Looks like Solar's just playing safe. The reason why I say playing safe for the time being is because if we're investing into these upgrades, it's still a ways away until 1-1 really kicks in. So we should be expanding, getting a fourth base, and droning from here. So Solar is building up towards a longer game. Likewise, GuMiho, he still maintains map control. He does reinforce, moving out with his bio. Nice run by here. GuMiho out of position. SCV goes down. GuMiho moving forward. The armory is going to finish up so we can morph into Hellbats, but against Roaches, yeah, GuMiho, you can't really touch this. Alas, nothing at home to defend. Hellion Reaper does not turn around. It's getting a little bit out of hand. Okay, GuMiho defends. Defense back at home. Likewise, Solar, he deflects the drop and he deflects the Hellions. And Solar is droning. He's droning, he's taking up infestation bits on the way. That'll be for Hive Tech or Infestors. GuMiho denies the fourth. Fourth base, takes down an Overlord, not bad. He wants that drone, he wants it, he gets it. Snipes the worker. Solar just wants to expand, papi. Aye, aye, aye. +1 melee on the way. This tells us that it's going to be Ling Bane Roach Ravager. Yep, Baliness is on the way. Hive as well. He's not committing into pure Roach Ravager. He's switching into Ling Bane, and this should be into Ultra Tech. So this is a build that Solar and Shin are very fond of. If you've been watching either one of the two, you would have seen this in ZVTs. Is to rush into Ultras. Now, because this is an Ultra Rush, the upgrades are going to be a little bit lackluster. The Ultras are going to be stuck on 1-1 for a little bit longer, and into like delayed 2-2 and into delayed 3-3. But despite that, the Ultras are going to be quite robust in the mid game. And so waiting for that Hive. GuMiho still being active. He has done a great job of denying the fourth base, but not much more than that. Looks like he's setting up there once again to bring down that expansion, or even head into the main. Roach Ravager gets spotted. GuMiho, he has to respect it. He does pull back. Actually, he just keeps going. He avoids the army. Solar is in position. Drop moves in. Solar's ready. GuMiho is trying to pull this off, but alas, is going to be denied. And Solar holds. Solar, he does hold on. Likewise, Hive is complete. We have the Hive upgrades on the way. Adrenal, we have a couple of Vipers as well to support the army. And we're still waiting for that Ultra Cavern. So now GuMiho does back up. There it is, Ultra Cavern's on the way. Now this Cavern was delayed in favor of the initial Vipers, which makes sense against the drop play, just because anti-air is very limited here for Solar. He's working towards those Ultras. GuMiho, upon seeing Ling Bane Roach Ravager, and upon clicking and seeing the upgrades, specifically the melee upgrades, even though GuMiho hasn't seen the Ultra Cavern, he should assume it's on the way. Like, he can make that assumption, he can make that connection, as we did, that it would be Ultras. And we'll see if GuMiho can break Solar before the Ultras really kick in, as the Ultra Cavern is just now finishing and is not quite ready. GuMiho does push forward. Tanks are sieging. It does have a good setup here. Lingbane rolling in. Here come the Vipers. Here come the Lightning Clouds. Nice connections. Yeah, Lightning Clouds on the tanks. Lingbane does roll forward. But are there enough Banelings though? The answer is no. Not enough Banelings. And without those Banelings Marines, they can stim and they can win. They've chased down the Roach Ravager, and Solar, he's being broken. He's being broken here and now. It wasn't a bad engagement, but just did not have enough Lingbane. The tank volleys initially were too good. And GuMiho's done it. GuMiho, he has done it. The tank's getting within range. Nice snipe here on one of the tanks. Not bad. Does snipe one. The others do siege. Ravagers are being zoned away. And this base is going to fall. Liberation has arrived as well. The tanks, they pop out just in time, though. They're going for the tanks. Sorry, the ultras pop out. They're going for the tanks. And with the help of these ultras, it looks like Solar, he may just barely hold on here. Oh, good. We'll lose one. No kindness plating. Oh, those Liberators, they get so much damage. As another ultra goes down. Remember, kindness plating done in 5 seconds. Barely does finish. We'll still lose another ultra. There's one ultra left. Sorry, there's 2 ultras remaining. And GuMiho, he doesn't stop. He just doesn't stop. He just keeps on going. He wants that ultra, Pappy. He wants it. He's gonna get it. Yeah, it takes down the ultra. Jeez, those Marauders, they just do so much damage here. Yeah, the ultras go down. GuMiho, he just has too much momentum. As I mentioned earlier, by the time he broke up this ramp, like he had broken Solar. Impressive that Solar survived this long with those ultra reinforcements. Fungal goes up, Fungal connects. Oh my god. Again, Solar doing everything he can to hold on. Can he hold? Ah. Please add his Lingbane, down to 4 Ravagers. Been impressive what he can achieve with said Ravagers as well. But the rally just doesn't end. And again, we're just on a small map. Sure, it's just by ground. The rally does not end here. The final Ravagers go down, and there's nothing remaining. There's more freedom. There's more liberation. And the one ultra kited into the freedom zone. It just melts instantly. Yeah, the ultras are just vulnerable on their own. GG gets called, and GuMiho, he will snowball out of control. He will take the win. He will take a lead in the series. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, it all came down to that one big engage at the center of the map, where GuMiho, he was able to set up with his tanks, able to push forward. We did see those blinding clouds from Solar, but they were a little bit delayed. If you remember, the blinding clouds were after the first wave of volleys of those tanks. The first volleys did shoot out, and then we did have those Vipers come in, and then it was just really solid kiting there from GuMiho, kiting back to the tank, shutting down and focus firing all those Banelings, and with that, GG. GG, well played. GuMiho does take a lead, and we'll see if Solar can bounce back. We'll see if he can bounce back and make a series out of this. We did have a back and forth in the previous best of 3, but again, GuMiho, he's already beaten Solar once tonight. Can he do it again? Let's go. We're getting into that next game. Game 2 is going to be on Persephone. We go. Guys, we're getting into our next game. We're getting into game number 2, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Persephone, we do have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, leading the series 1-0. It is GuMiho. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, representing Team Falcons, down in the series, but it's a best of 5. It's a best of 5, plenty more games ahead of us, plenty of opportunities to recover. It is Solar. Here we go. So do load into Persephone. Persephone, of course, being another one of these newer maps in the TLMC map pool. has been very popular amongst the players. Has some unique features, of course. Does have the healing pads on the right hand side, does have the gold bases, has the mass areas here, the mass alleyways of speed zones. So there are some unique features, but over towards the left hand side it's a little bit more standard. The attack path is very direct, I will say that. Much more direct attack path. Meanwhile, we do see that this third base location is somewhat defendable. I say somewhat. There's a very narrow ramp coming into the third, that is true, but here towards the left hand side we have multiple entrances here to get up the ramp, to get up to the same point of elevation of that third. So we have seen some pretty interesting engagements here towards the left hand side in both areas. Regardless, this time standard opener. As a reminder, last game GuMiho did open up 2 racks. He went 2 racks Reaper into 3cc 2-on-1. This time is going for a standard opener. Now, based on the previous series, we know that GuMiho, he is willing to play mech. He's willing to mech it up here against Solar, depending on the map. Likewise, he's also willing to cheese and willing to proxy. Solar does scout immediately across the map. Does confirm that everything is looking normal. Does confirm. Reaper breaks in. Oh. Does threaten the bases. So far, no major kills. Forces a spore. And does pull away. So far, so good. Does pull away. Behind this, we do have our 1-1-1 here by GuMiho. Does get scouted. Interesting. So I mentioned mech earlier. The last time GuMiho went for a 1-1-1, it did lead into mech. Bear that in mind, as we do have a tech lab on the way into an add-on swap into Cloak Banshee. Solar does confirm the build, by the way. This is hyper aggressive out of GuMiho. Basically, what is happening here is that GuMiho, he does delay his third CC in favor of a much faster starport. So a much more aggressive build. Solar is aware. And we'll keep our eyes peeled for extra factories. We'll see. Oh my god, Raven Opener. Okay, I think this does confirm as well. Raven Opener, and he's faking Cloak. So he's faking Banshees, as he will cancel this upgrade. As there's nothing to Matrix in ZVT. So he's faking Cloak. And ideally will force out some spores. With this Raven Opener agreement here, you can just reinforce, clear up creep, and likewise, most likely, get into additional Hellion and into Battle Mech, I would imagine. As we do have the Roach Horn on the way from Solar. Very safe. Lings, they get across the map. Raven is revealed. Yeah, he's aware of the Raven. He needs those roaches. Second Raven's on the way. More Hellions. There's that third CC. Remember, it's a delayed third CC in favor of this aggression. Hellions, they're making their way into the mineral line. Takes 3 Hellions to one-shot a drone. Ooh, they do line up. 3 drones going down. But the Hellions are dealt with. First wave of Hellions are cleaned up. We have more Hellions on the way. Building up more Hellions. Marine just for anti-air. Viking as well. I'm ready for the factories. Ready. Oh, double eBay. Okay, never mind. I was getting ready for additional factories and for a mech composition, but no, we're going for a delayed Banshee into extra axes into Buyer, not mech. Okay, show us what you got. We're switching it up here into Buyer. Bearing in mind that the Overlord will not confirm this, we do have a Solar going into Roach play, and of course GuMiho did scout the Roaches, and Roaches are great defensively, but they don't scale amazingly into a Buyer composition. As we have a 5-rack setup here. Now, the last time that GuMiho was on Persephone, he did 8 racks, and he did actually overwhelm Solar on this map. So we'll see if GuMiho takes his gases. We'll see if he does end up getting into further saturation. As we've seen before, I mean, Araxes are terrifying here on Persephone. Now getting up to 5. Switching it up here into his own medevac production. 4th hatchery on the way. Now, just like the previous game with this Roach opener, if we see +1 melee out of Solar, and I think we will see +1 melee, this should once again be Lingbane Roach Ravager into Ultra Tech. That should be the case. Ooh, that is ranged, not melee. Never mind. I mean, I stand by what I said. If it was melee, then we'd see Ultras. With range as the upgrade of choice, it looks like we might commit into Roach Ravager. This might lead into Hydra Lurker even. But this decision might be also because Solar doesn't yet know about the bio switch. Doesn't yet know what exactly is going on. Does go for the Baleen Nest. Hive is on the way. Now from here, Solar could still go into +1 melee after +1 range, and then still switch into Ultra Tech. That is still available here to Solar. Meanwhile, 2nd factory is on the way. This does tell us that GuMiho will most likely be taking extra gases. I don't think I didn't notice. Solar, he started a token swarm host for a moment. Did cancel it. Heals token swarm host, man. Let's GuMiho pokes in, checks. So far there is still no 5th. The 5th is just now being thrown down. Hive about to finish. Alongside +1. There's that Ultra Cavern. Okay, so he's still going Lingbane Roach Ravager into Ultra. The upgrade is going to be, the melee upgrade specifically, going to be delayed here for the Ultras. You know, mass auto turrets into the main. Does scout the Ultra Cavern. Scout, GuMiho moving in. Catching out some of the Ravagers, nice pickups. And tanks forcing their way forward. That's just a massive amount of bio. And there are no Banelings ready for this. Yeah, without Banelings, the space is going to go down. Does he notice those Vipers? Vipers that left idle. But they will survive, thankfully. GuMiho could have sniped them. Solar going for a run by. GuMiho, he's ready. Back enemy shuts down the run by. And Solar, he's in trouble here. Losing expansion, losing all this creep. Vipers are gathering energy. Banelings are done. Solar he can pull for defense. Has a plenty of Banelings. And GuMiho, he doesn't have to commit here, he can rotate. Pushing in on the right. Denies all the active tumors. Solar, he's maxing out. Ultras are on the way. Remember, the upgrade's going to be a little bit lopsided for the Ultras. Biles, oh, they take down 2 medevacs. Very nice snipe. Snipe. GuMiho reinforcing on the right hand side. I was just checking to see if he had killed the expansion, but it looks like he had just cancelled. More Banelings are getting picked up. Oh! GuMiho just encroaching upon Solar. Closing in. This does trade well. Ghost Academy's on the way. Nice target firing here on the Banelings. GuMiho needs a little bit more time for those ghosts. Solar, he does commit. He does try to break out. We get some decent blinding clouds. Oh my god. Ultras do back up. GuMiho, he holds. He does hold on to this position. Banelings. Oh, one does connect. Not bad. Banelings, they force back the buy, which just Mass Marine. Nice kiting here against the Ultras. GuMiho is forced to pick up. GuMiho for a moment here, he does plummet in supply. He did not fully saturate on 4 bases. Not completely. Driving back in. And despite Solar being maxed out, he doesn't push out. Oh, it's another medevac. He doesn't move out, he's just stuck defending back at home. GuMiho sniping the Queen. Trades decently against the army. Likewise, mine drop into the main base mineral line. A little bit chaotic here out of GuMiho. GuMiho, he still doesn't really have much of an army though. After losing all those Marines, he still has to build back up. And these are expensive. Yeah, losing medevacs. Losing too much. Solar, he breaks out, and GuMiho, I'm not sure he can hold. Not without ghosts. Not without tanks. Got one tank behind this. Oh, nice mine shots here on those Lings. That's gonna be what, 6 soldiers moving in. And Solar, I think he's done it. Yeah, he breaks through the tank. Again, there's just nothing here. There's no tanks, there's no widow mines, there's no ghosts. Just a heavily overstimmed army. GuMiho lost everything across the map and he barely has a standing army left. Solar will chase him down. Nice kiting out of GuMiho. But Solar, he should break the natural. And nice lightning clouds. The target firing here from GuMiho is solid, but he just doesn't have the numbers, doesn't have the army. The widow mines. Oh, they go down to the miles. Solar committing in. Still a messy fight from Solar, but good enough. Trades against the army. Solar, he's the first to remax. Now, Solar didn't kill too many SCVs, so technically GuMiho, he can try to recover here. He is trading efficiently. Getting his base back up and running. Nice fungal. Locks down the Marauders. Fungal doesn't quite connect. They chases back the army all the way to the main, all the way to the production. And GuMiho, he shouldn't be able to recover here. He tries to drop across the map, takes down an Ultra. That's, oh, fungal lands. And yeah, GuMiho is on his last legs. He's coping a little bit here. Like, he's dropping his heart out. He's trying to do what he can. Medevac go down. GG gets called. And Solar, he fights back. He does put a point on the board. We have a back and forth. Whew, GG. GG well played. GuMiho, he was in a decent position when it came to his push across the map, but once he got broken, he never recovered. He was really struggling to rebuild his army. He was being a little bit too wasteful after the breakout, where he was just going for non-stop drop play, losing medevacs, losing widow mines, losing Marines and Marauders. Like, it was just a lot of aggression out of GuMiho, and it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it in the end. He just didn't trade well enough. Lost far too much. GG. GG, well played. That leads us here into our next game. That leads us into game number 3, and we'll see which of our 2 players takes the lead. Will it go the way of Solar? Will it go the way of GuMiho? We're here to find out. As our next map is going to be on, I believe, one of the older maps. Yeah, we're going to be loading into Frostline. Here we go. So we are loading into Frostline. Frostline, of course, being one of the larger maps, and that pool is very open at the 3rd, at the 4th base. A lot more difficult to try to defend and turtle up. I'm not too fond of the idea of mech here. Again, I bring that up just because GuMiho has already played mech before against Solar today. So we expect at least once in this best of 5, but I don't know if I'm too fond of it here on Frostline. We'll see. We shall see. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Frostline, we have our South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, being forced into a tied-up series. We'll see if he can bring it back. It is GuMiho. And And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. Here we go. Oh, loading into that third game. Again, as a reminder, this is a best of five. Best of five, so we have plenty more games ahead of us. But this will determine who takes a lead, who gains momentum in said best of five. Let's go. Let's go. For now, Hatch Gas Pool, standard opener out of Solar. Likewise, GuMiho, he does not cheese, he does not proxy this time. He also doesn't go 2-Rax Reaper either. He sets up on the high ground. Does set up on the high ground. And from here we can just settle in. We have seen a lot of different openers and builds so far out of GuMiho, whether it's 1-1-1 into... I mean, we even had a Raven opener last game. I feel like I didn't emphasize that enough. That was crazy. But we did feature Ravens. True, true. Even double Raven, actually. Which didn't really achieve too much either. It was a quirky start to the game, but I mean, that's GuMiho for you. He's his own player. Not very standard. Comes up with his own builds. Plays by feeling, by feeling. Ah, crazy. So just looking at our schedule, just because daylight savings did just hit Australia a couple of days ago at the start of the week, so I'm still getting accustomed to these earlier starts. Our next broadcast is going to be in 8.5 hours. Let's go. We'll do what we can. Let's see, Reaper does poke in, dancing with the Lings. Behind this, we do have our standard follow-up here. 3 CZ before Starport. Economic build by GuMiho. Not as committed as the 1-1-1 that we saw last game. So we're settling into a longer game state. Do appreciate it. Meanwhile, when it comes to Frostline, we have seen some mixed results and some mixed games here in ZVT. I mentioned earlier how difficult it is to defend some of these locations. That is true. We've seen many Terran players struggle getting into a longer game state. I'm referring to like 4 and 5 bases, just because of how open and how isolated these expansions are. It can be very difficult to rotate between them and to defend against run-bys and counterattacks. It goes both ways, depending on who has map control. They are, I want to say, heavily favored on Frostline. But we'll see how the openers do turn out. Meanwhile, Solar, he hasn't really been mixing it up too much. We've been seeing a lot of Roach play. A lot of Roach play out of Solar, a lot of Roach into Hive, into Ultra. He's right on that quite often so far this series. I mean, it is a pretty safe way to play, true. Oh, that is not normal. Wait, what? GuMiho opening up Concussive Shell Marauders into, I would imagine, the Hellbats into a Marauder Hellbat push? What is happening? Viking moves in, denies the Overlord Scouts. The Tech Lab is kept, of course, on the Vrax. Hellions are amassing, and we are waiting to see if we do commit into the Armory. I mean, this could just be a Marauder Hellion, not even with Hellbats. Okay. Okay. Let him cook, Pappy. There we go. There's the Armory. Let him cook. As the Armory is on the way. So it is going to be Marauder Hellbat. Very committed here by GuMiho. I say committed. I mean, he did open up 3 CC, so he does have a good economy behind this. But committed in the sense that if he will lose this army, he won't really have much to defend. So he would be vulnerable. As the Armory is halfway done. Hellbats or Hellions are amassing. Marauders moving in. And with this army, he can snipe these queens. Lings are across the map. They're not at home to defend. Uh-oh. And Hellions are looking for that dive. There we go. The Viking lands. Marauders are revealed. Solar, he pulls together all the queens. Lings are trying to engage. There we go. Hellbats morph in. And we'll see how many queens he can snipe. Lings, they try to catch reinforcements. Hellions getting caught out. First queen goes down. Gets one queen so far. He takes out a second queen. There's no more transfuse, but we're running out of Hellbats here. Running out of Hellbats, running out of reinforcements. Solar, he will hold, he will shut this down. Cleans up the army. Back across the map. Lings, they catch up more reinforcements. More Hellions getting caught. And this is not worth it. This is not worth it here for GuMiho. Get out of here. Medevac goes down. Nothing escapes. Brutal losses here. GuMiho, he will lose his Hellbats, his Marauders. I'm afraid to look at the trades. He got 2? No, he only got 1 queen. I thought he at least got a second queen. Ay, ay, ay. So, very strong defense here from Solar. Didn't even need the Spine Crawler, to be honest. The Mass Queen was enough. Does 1 queen, 41 Lings for 9 Hellbats, 1 Hellion, the Marauders, the Viking, the Medevac as well. And GuMiho's in a rough position. Now he throws down 5 Raxes. Jesus. Throws down 5, so he's getting up to a 6 Rax setup. Oh, getting up to 7. Does he go up to 8? This might just be a 3-base all-in. This might just be a 3-base all-in out of GuMiho. Getting up to 7 Raxes. Hellbats to drop into the mineral line. They don't get any value though. They trade against Lings. Trade against the Lings. GuMiho still trying to build up. Again, his macro was slipping. That's why he threw down 6 Raxes at once, which is crazy. So his production is going to be stifled. It's going to be delayed. He's going for 4th CC. Okay. So he's going to be stopping at 7. So 7 Rax setup. 4th CC is on the way. So he's not going for an 8 Rax. He's not going for a 3-base all-in. But it's still a really awkward game state for GuMiho. As he's ready for a second wave of Hellbat Marauder, I suppose. Like, I guess. This time there's plenty of Ling Bane waiting for him. This time it should be a stronger defense from Solar. He's got the Spine, he's got the Queens, he's got the Ling Bane. See a Baneling run by. 7 SCV kills. You know, GuMiho here drops into the main. He commits. Hellbats are morphing in. Banelings, they just smash into the Hellbats. Oh my god, they shut them down. Yeah, with that solo, he holds. He holds. Takes down the workers. Deflects GuMiho. Some Hellbats are cleaned up. Hellbats tries to move in. GuMiho going for a split push. No Banelings. Okay, Banelings just now morphing in. Likewise, here we have all the Queens, only 2 Marauders. Yeah, Solo, he should be fine. He holds. Solo's holding on behind this, working towards his hive. Going Ling Bane Hydra. Potentially into Lurkers. Doesn't have to go Ultras this time. Not this time. As even though GuMiho does have a 4th base, he has no gases, and what that means is that he's going pure marine production. He has 11. He's making 11 marines at a time. It's crazy. He has very limited gas. As a result, likewise, there's no further tech from here. Oh, Nitro getting baited. Solar still holding on. There it is. Lurker Den is on the way, so he's getting into the Lunkers, papi. Lunkers are on the way. And Marine Marauder like this does struggle against Lurkers. That's where you need Ghosts, that's where you need Liberators, tanks even as well. Whichever you so choose. Oh, my shot doesn't connect. Solar, he's holding. Takes down the Marauder. Diving in. Chasing him down. Meanwhile, Solar, he does not have enough to defend towards this outside. Yeah, GuMiho moving in with a massive amount of Marines. The Banelings, there's just not enough. Yeah, not enough here, Marines. They still on forward. They focus down some of the Hydras. 1, 2, 3 Hydras going down. Not the worst trade from GuMiho. He wants the base. He wants the expansion. And he gets it. Oh my god, just barely gets the hatchery. These are nice pickups, but look at the supply. You can see that GuMiho, he threw away a lot of Marines, a lot of army there to make that happen. He's more than that. I've seen more. Oh. Nice connection on the Lings, connection on the Hydras. Solar, he's still holding. And Solar, he's waiting for his upgrades. Waiting for those lurker upgrades. Then he can commit. There we go. Full lurkers on the way. GuMiho, he still has... Okay, there we go. He takes one gas. Takes one gas. Throws down more Raxes. Still no Ghost Academy. Mine dropping to the main. Major connections. Likewise, lurkers in position. GuMiho, he cannot move in. Now that he sees the lurkers, he has to respond to this. He can't just commit into Mass Marine. We need something greater here from GuMiho. We can't just make pure man with gun. That's not how this works. I mean, kind of. Ghosts are also man with gun, I suppose. Nice Torment's on the way. GuMiho is being outscaled. He does have +3 attack on the way at least, but again, there's no other switch. There we go. Ghost Academy has begun. It is late, but it's on the way. Take time. Oh. Otherwise, don't quite connect. Nice clean up here from Solar. GuMiho, he shouldn't be able to gain ground, and Solar, he just counterattacks. Like, basically, Solar, he can defend with the bare minimum. He can defend with a handful of lurkers. He counterattacks, hits the third base, and GuMiho is racing back home, pushing into Bane Hydra. Mitch will take off on the Overseers. The army gets surrounded, and Solar, he will completely clean this up. Again, GuMiho, he was just completely outscaled. Solar got to lurkers, and GG gets called. Solar, he will take a lead in the series at 2-1. One game away from making it out of the group. GG. GG will play it again. GuMiho, he was just very persistent and very aggressive when it came to his style here. Remember, he stayed on a very low gas count. He was making 11 Marines at a time, and GuMiho's hope was to try to pull Solar apart and break him. The problem, though, whether it was lurkers or ultras, either one, they both achieve the same result. Whether Solar takes up into Hive Tech, once he gets there, GuMiho's army just gets outscaled. Like, he cannot really trade too well anymore against whether it would have been ultras or lurkers. And we saw GuMiho have just a really late response to that, a very late reaction to try to get into his own ghosts or into liberators or anything else. He was just caught out with his pants down. GG. GG. GuMiho, he chose to keep the pants down. Oh no. And now we're getting into Whispers of Gold, one of the smaller maps in the map pool, a hyper-aggressive map as well. We'll see what GuMiho goes for. We'll see if he can bring it back to the ace match. I want to believe he can. I want to believe we can go all the way to Game 5, but the pressure is now on the Terran, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran. It is GuMiho. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the red Zerg representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. we go. As this time, no proxy. This time, no proxy. The ranks is back at home. Likewise, no 2 ranks Reaper either. So standard openers here out of GuMiho. Likewise, Hatch Gas Pool out of Solar as well. Settling in. Settling in. Also, again, as a reminder, last game did begin with a Hellbat push, true. Which didn't achieve too much. If you recall, it killed 1 queen, so it was a rough start for GuMiho. I would say that GuMiho did stabilize. Eventually, he did stabilize. He was able to get into a 4-base economy, but again, he did choose to stay on a low gas count. He did choose not to take up into tanks or into any heavy factory production, into any heavy starports or even ghost production either. But when it comes to this style out of GuMiho, like staying on a low-tech army and just going mass marine, I do favor that here on Whispers of Gold. Or I should say I favor it on smaller maps. Just because you have more momentum on your side, it's more difficult for the Zerg player to defend. They have less breathing room. So I do favor that here on Whispers of Gold. But we'll see if he goes to that again. As he's been relying on that kind of style quite often in the series so far. We saw it on Persephone, we saw it on Frostline. We'll see if we see it again. Reaper moves out. Oh. Does hit the mineral line. So far so good. Soli does save the drone. Oh my god. That was very close. But Soli saves his workers, morphs in the spores, and GuMiho is forced out. Forced out of the main base. Soli he defends. GuMiho going for a 3rd CC before starport, so economic build here by GuMiho. Nothing crazy yet. I say nothing crazy yet just because we've seen Raven follow-ups, we've seen Concussive Shell. It's been crazy. Mixed success when it comes to GuMiho and going for those styles, but I appreciate the builds nonetheless. Now, I mentioned before that I did expect mech at least once in this series from GuMiho, and he did play mech earlier today, but here on Whispers of Gold, I'm not too fond of the idea of mech. Again, like, the rush distance by ground is very short. Speaking of Solar, he's massing up 12 lings. Oh my god, he's going for a ling flood initially. Now, there's no all-in, but the goal here should be to bypass the army and to get into the mineral line and get to SCV kills. Get SCV kills. As again, Solar, he does bypass the main army. He avoids the Hellions. He avoids the Reaper. He does skirt around the edge of the map. And there he's been found. Has been found. Has been had. Hits the natural. SV is going to be going down. Ooh, that's going to be a lot of dead workers. They turn around to fight. Oh my god. 5 SCV kills. Getting 5, 6, 7, 8. Getting up to potentially 9 kills. Getting up to 10. Yeah, 10 SV goes down. Nice damage here by Solar. The Hellions, they race back home, and Solar, he gets out of there. He does pull away. Tries to catch out the Hellions. Does attempt to. And looks like he will. Barely the Hellions, they slip away. They get behind the mineral line, but they will be cleaned up. And all in all, this is a very strong start from Solar. GuMiho again losing 10 SCVs this early on is brutal. He's down to 27. Now he does have a 3rd CC, that is true. It's going to be 3 CC 2 on 1 actually. So there's potential with this build, but GuMiho, he's committed. At this point, the stim timing, it needs to get damage done, as Solar is looking very comfortable getting up to a 3-base economy. Checking the vision, Solar, he did see the 2nd racks building. He saw the delayed starport. Solar saw everything he needs to. He knows what's going on. Now, typically, a response to a 3CC 2-on-1 should be with an Evo chamber. Oh, never mind. We're going for the Roach response instead. I was going to say Evo chamber into Carapace, into Ling Bane, but here we're going into Roaches, and I believe it's going to be close. Do the Roaches come out in time? As the drop is already moving out. Now, this is an early drop from GuMiho, as he did not wait for the 2nd medevac, so this is a little bit peculiar. It is going to be a stim timing, yes, but only 8 Marines. Now, these 8 Marines, they can potentially snipe the expansion. quick reaction out of Solar. He pulls away. Very quick reaction. Pulls away in time. Oh, Solar will transfuse. He will lose one queen. One queen does fall. GuMiho, he backs off. Back off for now. Solo getting into the lever chamber. We've seen this before. We imagine it's going to be +1 range, +1 carapace into Hive Tech. Yep, we do have the Infestation bit on the way. Oh, melee upgrades. We don't even bother with range. So straight into melee. And we've seen this, I want to say like 3 times already this series, but Solo, he's working towards from Roach Ravager into Link Bane into Ultra Tech. Last game, at least, we did appreciate some lurkers, but this time it's going to be Ultras once again. Seems it has been the go-to for Solo so far in tonight's broadcast. Hellions, they poke in on the right-hand side. Solo out of position. Drones are going to get roasted, getting 8 drones so far, getting up to 9, not bad. It's 9 workers, Hellions, they pull away. GuMiho, he's slowly recovering. Despite the rough start, he's building back up there. GuMiho stims in, takes out 2 more drones. Oh my god, does barely get away. On 6 HP. Does pull out, but here comes the final form, the Hive. Once the Hive is done, remember Solo, he's rushing into early Ultra Tech. And I'm concerned that GuMiho won't quite be ready for it again. GuMiho now, he does take an earlier gas. Okay, so already one step further, does take an earlier gas geyser, so now GuMiho we can start to take up. He's building up a greater tank count. This is something that he was lacking earlier on Frostline, but he's building up his tank count. Yep, getting up to 8 Raxes. Ultra Caverns on the way. Let's see if Solo can get to those Ultras. Let's see if he can get there. Meanwhile, GuMiho does push in first. Again, Ultras are still on the horizon. Bailing speed is not ready. Uh-oh. And GuMiho, he might be able to break through here and now before Bailing speed. This is his moment. Battles that don't quite connect. Solo being forced back. Again, has Solo been too greedy? Yeah, it looks like GuMiho, he's done it. He's breaking through this, still 10 seconds away. And Solo, he gives up on the base. He knows he cannot save it. The expansion is going to go down. Now, Solo, he's playing very... I mean, this is really mature here. He knows he cannot save the base, so he just evacuates. He's waiting for the Ultras. Ultras may allow Solo to survive this. It's going to be close, though. It's going to be very close. GuMiho rotates. 4th CC is on the way. Solar, he himself is still in a 4-base economy. Vipers have arrived. And he does get the blinding clouds off. Very nice connections. He shuts down the tanks. Oh, at least one of them. Not the other, though. The other tank does survive. And GuMiho is stimming in. Oh, we'll take some blasts to the face. Even if the Ultra does pop, I mean, the upgrades aren't quite there. So the Ultras are still going to be vulnerable. GuMiho rotates. Bled out a lot of Marines. Oh, and GuMiho, he might be caught out here. As the Ultras, they've arrived. Ultras have arrived. Lings, they move out for a counterattack. They catch reinforcements. Not bad. Catching on Marauders. They force back some of the army. Ultras are revealed. GuMiho, he now knows. Oh! Snipes the Queen. Still very close, very tense. Solar, he's so close to defending, to holding. Likewise, Ling Ramai doesn't either fourth. So 5th base under fire as well. And the expansion to survive the 5th base. That's a kill, not a cancel. Massive pickup. And Solar, he's in position. He's got his ultra. Not bad. Lands a parabomb. Snipes onto the Medivacs. And Solar holds. Ooh, it was very close, very tense. But Solar, he does hold on. He embraces the ultras. And again, Solar, he was so patient as well to just give up on the expansion, to pull away. Just sacrifice his hatchery. Just buy time here for his ultras. And now he's maxed. He's maxed out. Of course, GuMiho is still threatening a counterattack. Ultra's ready. 3-3 is on the way. GuMiho once again trying to move in. He's being forced back. At the same time, Solo going for his own Ling Ramai into the mineral line. It's only Lings though. Doesn't get much done. Oh, where's the Ultra? Solar out of position. This expansion is going to go down. Massive pickoff. Uh-oh. Yeah, Solar, he's in trouble. He has to make a choice. Does he commit? Does he defend? Do we go for a base trade? Yeah, GuMiho gives up on his 3rd. 4th base goes down. Drop into the main. GuMiho going for the main expansion, but the ultras, they do arrive in time. Whew. And Solar defends. Solar, he does defend. He does hold on back at home. Shuts down the bio. Cleans up the armies. Takes down all the Medivacs. Solar, he's still maxed out. He does still maintain his 4th expansion. The aggression has been impressive here by GuMiho, but still not enough. Solar trying to break out. GuMiho just muling his heart out as best he can. Does have a heavy Marauder army now, getting into his own Liberators. Yeah, Liberator range on the way. But 3-3 is about to finish off for Solar. Does he have any Vipers? He's got 2. Okay, 2 Vipers. He's got some Parabombs. GuMiho catching out Solar. One of the Ultras goes down. Forced to pick up. Forced to pull away. So just landed another Parasite Bomb. Another Medics, no! It does sack them. 3 Medics go down. Ay, ay, ay. And the 3rd base once again forced to lift. Yeah, Solar is still all over this. I mean, things are getting chaotic. Ravagers, they get caught out. It's not bad. Ravagers get caught. 5 Ultras still in production. Ultras take a long time to rebuild. Going for the Blinding Clouds. Interesting. GuMiho still rallying in. Where are those Ultras? Now without the Ultras, GuMiho, he might just have too much. Stims on forward. Ultras are slowly building up. 1 Viper goes down. More Brutal Mind connections. The hatchery is under fire. Oh, nice biles. Very nice biles. And there are enough Ultras. They come in for a pseudo surround. They shut down the army. Whew, and the base is barely saved, doing 10.5 HP. Saves the expansion. Ooh, trying to fight and trying to engage with those Marauders. There's 2 Ultras going down. Solar double expanding. Solar still maintains his economy. GuMiho once again going for a Doom Drop this time. That's 4 Medivacs. Gets into the mineral line. And Solar having a hard time keeping up. 9 drones. 9 drones go down. Hatchery as well. No anti-air. No punish. Oh. So we're still getting scrappy. With these drops, GuMiho is still in this game. Soul's economy is not where it needs to be. Opening up the map. Catching out GuMiho. Yeah, GuMiho is not ready for this. The mines are going to go down. Oof, even forcing friendly fire. Landing another fungal. And with that fungal, the army gets locked down. GG gets caught. GuMiho takes the fungal to the face. And Solar, he will break through. He will take the series 3-1. Advancing on out of the groups and into the playoffs. GG. GG, well played. A very intense back and forth, especially that final game was very close, very intense. GuMiho, he was kind of on the back foot for a lot of that. Basically, the moment that he didn't kill Solar with his first wave. With his first push, he was able to kill the expansion, but Solar, he bought enough time for the ultras. We saw that GuMiho, despite that, was sniping workers, sniping bases. He was still getting damage done, abusing the fact that Solar had limited anti-air. As a reminder, the only anti-air for Solar was, outside of Queens and Spores, his parasitic bombs. Like that was all of his anti-air. So the drop play was on point for GuMiho. Despite that, still not enough. Solar stabilized, and GG. GG, well played. Solar, he will claim the series. And with that, let's catch up on the group and figure out what the hell's been going on and what the scores were. Here we go. So congratulations to herO. As if you recall, herO, he was the first player to make it out of the group. herO with the 2-0 over Lemon and with the 3-0 over GuMiho. Initially, GuMiho did take down Solar 2-1 in the best of 3, but did fall to herO and Solar. He had to fight his way back from the elimination match. He took down Lemon 3-1 and GuMiho 3-1 as well. So congratulations, Solar, with the comeback. It's going to be herO in first place and Solar in second. They both make it out of Group A. GG, well played, congratulations. And we still have many more groups ahead of us. Oh boy, again, welcome to the Rex April Madness. Still, I feel like we could have had a bit of a name change, but regardless, this is the second month of Rex tournaments. Rex had the March Madness back in March. Now it's time for the April Madness. Let's go, let's go. The madness is upon us. And let's catch up on the groups. Bam, here we go. We are going to be catching up on the groups here. Okay, so we have some updates on the Wikipedia page. Exclamation mark, be in the chat to have a look at the groups yourself. You can see here we have Group A concluding. We have herO, Solar making it out, and of course GuMiho and Lemon being eliminated. Tomorrow we have Group B. Tomorrow we have Group B. Tomorrow, who do we have? We have Clem, Shin, Classic, and Nice. Great to see Nice once again. Nice, of course, is a retired player, but he does still play from time to time for fun. So great to see Nice return. But again, he's locked in a group with Clem, Shin, and Classic. A very intense Group B here. I mean, all the groups are very stacked. So best of luck to Nice coming into the group, as we have some big names. Scrolling on over here to Group C. We do have Dark, Cure, Zaun, and Bunny. 2 Terrans, 1 Zerg, and 1 Protoss player. Great to see Dark once again. As a reminder, Dark, he is poised to go to the military. He did say that early April is when he would be going. And Dark, as a result, has not really been playing in many events as a result. He's been playing like in a couple of show matches here and there. He did play in the Soup Global, I think, or the Soup show matches over the weekend. But again, it's very rare to see Dark. Looks like he did sign up for this event, though. It looks like, I should say, he was invited to this event, and hopefully we'll see he can play out those matches. We'll see what happens with Dark. Hopefully no walkovers, hopefully. Meanwhile, scrolling down, we have Group D. We have 2 Terrans, 1 Protoss, 1 Zerg. We have Max, Bjorn, Rogue, and Ryung going to be facing off here as well. We have the best of the best players in the Koreas, in the European scene as well. When it comes to the Europeans, we have Clem and Max. Would have been nice if we invited some others, but you know, we'll settle for Clem and Max here. Regardless, they're going to be favored to make it out of their groups. This is more centralized and more focused towards the South Korean and even the Taiwanese scene as well, with Lemon and Nice when it comes to those invites. So we have the group stage now. In 2 days, in 2 days we have Group B, and next week is Group C and Group D. So Group C and D are next week. This week is A and B, and the week after that, in 2 weeks time, we have the playoffs here. Going to be the top 8 players of the group stage facing off. Also another 2-day event. So 3 weeks of the Rex April Madness. Week 1, week 2, and then week 3. So 3 weeks of content. Of course, we're going to be there to cast it live here on the channel. And when it comes through our schedule, Pappy, we got you. We have you updated here. Bam, our weekly schedule is upon us. A very intense week. Now, we have been trying to have at least half a day off each week, at least half a day off, and we have like a third of a day off. So we're kind of there. Just catching up, we just wrapped up with the Rex April Madness. Tomorrow we're live with the Code for Giants Cup and with the Pondcast. The Pondcast we have moved over just because of how stacked our schedule is, so we have moved it over to Wednesday this week. Likewise on Thursday we have the Turtle Tussle and the Rex April Madness Day 2 for Group B. Likewise Friday we have the Enki Show matches, and we have the Chicken King Cup number 7, I believe. A big event, another big invitational. It's going to be a 2-day event. That is why we have been forced to kind of like squeeze our events in. But yes, so we have the Chicken King Cup invitational here for Friday and Saturday. Going to be another intense tournament. For those that are curious who's going to be featured in that event, let me... Chicken King Grand Cup number 7. That's going to be Creator, Lemon, Zaun, Björn, GuMiho, Percival, Ryung, and Dark. So, Dark invited to 2 events this week. Invited to the Rex March Madness and to the Chicken King Cup as well. So, do look forward to that. Again, going to be another massive bracket. We have the Kung Fu Cup on Saturday. We have HSL on Sunday. And we have the Sparkling Tuna Cup as well. The HSL is the Hispanic Star League. We have been covering the group stage over the course of the past 2 months. And now the playoffs are upon us. The group stage is locked in. And the Hispanic Star League, the GSL of the Hispanic region, begins, or the playoffs begin, on Sunday. It's going to be a 2-day event, Sunday and Monday, 2 days in a row. Plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft. Again, we do have a third of a day off at least on Friday. I mean, I say a third, not really, but I believe the Friday broadcast of the Chicken King Cup should be a little bit shorter. It's 4 best of 3s, so it should wrap up a little bit sooner. And I'm hoping to have a Final Fantasy stream towards the end. I'm hoping for a Final Fantasy stream Friday evening, but it'll be close, it'll be clutch. We'll do our best. Regardless, it's going to be an intense week of StarCraft regardless, as it always is here on the CranKy Ducklings. 2 casts a day, every single day. We do cast more than any other channel out there when it comes to StarCraft. We do our best. And again, we're going to be live once again here in around 7 hours. 7.5 hours. So 7.5 hours time, we're going to be live with the Code for Giants Cup. That is our bi-weekly Brazilian tournament. Oh boy. So do tune in, do check that out. Nice. True. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for tuning in. We do appreciate it. Again, shout out to Rex for hosting this event. Again, it is 3 weeks of Rex April Madness. It's going to be crazy, going to be wild. Do support it. Do check it out. Rex, of course, he does cast in his own native language over on his own personal channel. Otherwise, we're heading off. Otherwise, we are heading off here for the evening, and let's find someone to raid. Also, if you want to support us, if you can't watch, if you see something here, and if you can't watch it live, and I don't blame you, right? I don't blame you. Our schedule is jam-packed, and watching all of this live is difficult, especially depending on where you are in the world. I mean, regardless of time zone, you know, we have casts in the morning and in the evening, so we have something for everyone, at least something. So it's hard to watch it all live. If you want to tune into the VODs, though, YouTube is the place to be. !YouTube in the chat, and you'll get a link to our YouTube channel. We do upload on a daily basis. There's plenty of content on YouTube, so that is the place to be when it comes to our VOD content, especially because VODs are being removed from Twitch. So Twitch no longer does support VODs. YouTube is the place to be instead. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. Otherwise, you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord. You can support us on Patreon. Our Patreon is designed to fund our tournaments. You can subscribe on Twitch. You can become a member on YouTube, and you can also even donate on the channel as well, depending on how you want to support, or even just follow. Even just following, we do appreciate it. We do appreciate the support. We'll see you guys in 7 hours for some more StarCraft. Let's go. See you in 7 hours, or tomorrow for the podcast. See you then. See you then, Pappy. See you then.